What is up, Uneducated Do a Podcast fam? My name is Pablo.
And I'm Gerald.
And today we got special guest Victor.
A.K.A. the Simp God, A.K.A. the Certified Lover Boy.
And Hannah.
Hello, I am one part of an interracial couple.
If you haven't figured it out, they're together. He's brown, she's white. They like to make people know it. I'm just playing.
They like to make people know. Won't people just know by looking at them? I mean, it's pretty...
most people are listening to this, so they can't tell. I wanted to draw a story, you know?
Good point. You got to paint
That's
the fucking
true.
picture, bro.
Yeah, so big brown man, white small girl.
So what's new with you guys?
Small.
Nothing new with us, man. I'm still working and shit. It's consuming my life.
Didn't you just
I
say your
hate
bathroom flooded?
I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna try to make it big somehow.
Ah, shit. Dude, yesterday, I went to my mom's house to visit because they were like, oh, we got a cat. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to go see the cat. And my mom has a little dog, right? And they bought the cat, and they're like barking and like, I don't know, meowing at each other. And then my uncle, dude, walks up out of nowhere. My tío hermano walks up, picks up the cat. And he's like, no, they're going to be friends. And then throws the cat at the dog. And my sister's face, because it's her cat, she was so fucking pissed, man. She was like, what the fuck, man? What? Like, in her face, right? She didn't say it, but you could just tell. And then she, like, grabbed the cat and, like, took it to her room. And I tried to stay straight face, but I couldn't, man. I started laughing. I was like, what the hell went through Uncle's head? He's like, no, in Mexico, like, in the streets and stuff, the cats, that's how they get along, the dogs and the cats. And I was like, yeah, but you can't just throw my sister's cat, bro. She's going to be mad at you for, like, a month now.
Yeah, that's a hard situation. It sounds like they both came from different places. You know? She loves the cat, but in his situation, that's how cats got along where he's from. So
it was so funny, man. Even my mom, like, I looked at my mom and she looked at me, and we were just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I would have laughed too.
Yeah, no cat drama in my house, bro. Just toilet drama, because Hannah flooded our toilet.
Is that true?
I just would like to say
Is that true?
I happened to have to, pee at a certain point, not knowing that there had been an episode of toilet flooding. So I peed, and they're like, oh, the toilet wasn't, like, broken? And I was like, nah, it went down. And then Victor gets a phone call, and he immediately blames me for...
It's all banter.
breaking
We're
a
just fucking
toilet
around.
For wiping.
Yeah, but we got the phone call while we were at her parents' house.
And so they gave her shit.
Her parents were giving her so much shit. Like, oh, she comes here and floods our fucking toilet and then goes over there and floods theirs.
Oh, my
That's so
God,
funny.
dude.
I'd expect Victor to be clogging toilets, not
He
Hannah.
does.
No, I'm pretty good. I have a long history of mistakes
wiping.
I've made flooding toilets. So
I feel like it's happened to everybody, right? Like, you've gone and you flooded it once.
You're like, I'm going to squeeze when I feel it's huge.
Like, it's not even your fault. I feel like it's just the culmination of everybody's poops, and you were just the cherry on top, bro.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
your
it just
toilet
happens.
just doesn't flush, and I just happen to be a person...
she blames the toilets.
Oh, she clogged your shit, too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, maybe it was her then.
So, like, all three, she's like a terrorist. Fucking all three houses.
I mean, if we just put the puzzle together, it makes sense.
Yeah, but other than that, we just had Valentine's Day, so we celebrated that obviously because
We love Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so you just, like, publicly labeled yourself the Simp Lord.
Yeah.
This is true.
No, Simp God.
Simp God.
Well, it's kind of like when you hydroplane, dude. You got to steer into the turn, you know?
I don't
That
know
way,
about-
if you
I don't know
call him
about
one,
that.
he's already claimed it, so you can't make fun of him for it.
That's true.
That's how you do that shit.
Even though I haven't been the one calling him a simp on the show.
Yeah, you
true.
have. I
actually have
haven't.
a bone to pick here. The term simp is a derogatory term.
Is
I'm
it?
just in love, motherfucker.
Is it derogatory?
Aw.
Yeah, because you say it in a way that's like, oh, this motherfucker's a simp. Like
He's simping.
he's fucking simping. Like you say shit like that, and it's like, oh, this motherfucker's just being.
I'm telling
a bitch.
you, man,
This
I think
motherfucker's being a
there's
subservient
real
bitch.
He's taking it to
A1
dinner.
Kobe beef right here, bro.
There's a different correlation there, though. You say simp, right? And that's derogatory. But if you say this fool simping, it just means he's in the process of getting to simp.
But the way that people use the word simp is usually only used in one way.
I was
You're a sucker. Like you're,
You're a
totally,
sucker,
like,
yeah.
Nah,
under her
I never even
control.
said that. I feel like if we went back to the tapes right now, Pablo said it and then blamed it on me. Because all I said was, damn, Victor's really like doing the girlfriend life now, huh? Going out to dinner with her parents, her grandparents. Those were like my exact words.
Yeah, and then you said he's simping.
I might have said that. I don't remember.
Motherfucker, yeah. I'll fight you on those words right now.
I don't know. You added it right there. You see how that works? We're a partnership. See, uneducated duo.
I'm just quoting. I'm quoting you, man.
Either way, I'm happy. So.
All right. Well, so
See, it's all working
yeah.
out.
for people who don't know, Victor's been on the show before, but his girlfriend Hannah hasn't, and apparently she's like a music expert. She's taking all the classes, right?
Well, she's a music teacher, so yeah, man, she fucking knows what she's
Yeah,
talking
man. She's
about.
out here changing kids' lives and shit.
It's true. I recently got a piece of paper from a university that said I am certified to teach your children music. So, yeah, I just graduated college, and now I'm going to be a music teacher in Oregon.
That's pretty
Pretty
badass
exciting.
because all three of us dropped out.
That's okay.
Of college, yeah.
Yeah.
I have half an associate's, so
Yeah,
let's-
he has half an
let's
associate's.
put that out there.
I have a Bachelor of Arts. We
I want
balance each
proof,
other
bro.
out
I don't
pretty
believe
well.
that.
Isn't
What
half
the
of an
fuck?
associate's 1 year?
Yeah.
Six
yeah,
credits.
it's 1 year.
I guess that sounds better than saying 1 year. That's smart, man. I'm gonna start using that shit. Yeah, I have half of an associate's. I'm telling my friends.
Yeah, I have part of an associate's.
I got a family and love, so fuck you guys with your half an associate's
I
degree.
have love and a bachelor's.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
They're almost there.
That's fine, bro.
3 kids from now, they'll be caught up.
Touche.
Oh boy.
Right on, man.
All right, we start all our fucking episodes with a one gotta go. And this episode, we're doing instruments. And we went with instruments from like a rock band specifically because, if I'm being honest, I don't really know that much about like a fucking flute or a trombone, any of that musical instrument stuff from school because I never took fucking that class.
Motherfucker acting like he knows everything about every rock band instrument.
No, but I'm familiar
I'm pretty
with
sure
these
you know the
instruments.
same.
Just would like to say rock bands are not
No,
exclusive to these instruments.
the difference
That's
is
true,
the
yeah.
difference is I've enjoyed the sounds of these instruments, and I can like plainly tell you like why I like them and what. But if you were like, hey, do you like the sound of the fucking saxophone? I'd be like, I think I've heard the saxophone once in my fucking life, and I don't know. I can't even remember it.
To be honest, though, like, aren't all these instruments in the like actual game Rock Band?
No, not all of them. So the 4 we're going with are electric guitar, a drum set, the bass, and piano. And I guess that kind of keyboard piano,
Yeah, I would
right?
say keyboard
It's like the
now.
keyboard.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, guests go first.
Yeah, so-
Music expert goes first.
Music expert first, and you get to pick the one you want to keep.
Yeah, the
Or
first
best
one, like
one.
your favorite one, I guess you would say out of those.
Oh.
Forever.
Yeah, so just give us your opinion on which one you think is the best.
The best. I think electric guitar is the best.
Why?
It's so versatile. I mean, you can like convey almost any emotion from like extremely angry to something super sensitive and sexy, and you just don't like get that same kind of power on the keyboard. When you think of like a musical icon, I think of like people who can wail out on the electric guitar.
Yeah, because when you think about like rock band musicians, right? Like the most famous ones were guitarists, right? Your fucking
You're Peter
Jimi
Frampton.
Hendrix,
Kurt Cobain.
Prince.
Wait,
yeah.
Kurt Cobain was a guitarist, right? Or was he just a singer?
He did singing and guitar.
Yeah, they all fucking play the guitar. The bass guy never gets any love, man, and he's the one that has the rhythm.
It's true. But when you think about the most famous ones, they're all like usually really versatile, but mostly play the guitar.
Like in the band, they
In
play
the
the
band,
guitar.
yeah,
In the
the
band,
band.
that's what they're playing, right? Like on stage, dude's got an electric guitar.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You think you could turn any instrument into electric?
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. There's electric wind instruments. There's electric string instruments.
Cause I have a kid in my work that
Electric drum
is in a
kits.
band too, right? Like he did like marching band in high school. And I think he plays like, I think he played the tuba or something. And I was like, do you think you could electrify the tuba? You think that shit would sound cool if you had like an amp and a, I don't know, a whammy bar? So like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
He looked at me like I was stupid, but I was all like, come on,
And
man,
you said-
expand your brain.
And you said that they do that, Hannah?
They make like these like kind of basic shells of wind instruments that you can blow wind into, and you can like set the setting if you want it to be a saxophone per se. And you do those fingerings, and it will kind of register what your mouth and your fingers are doing as a saxophone. But I think they make electric brass instruments too.
That's
it's pretty
dope.
crazy.
That's super dope.
Yeah, and you can amplify like Lindsay Sterling. She plays an electric violin. So
Yeah, I love Lindsay
they're
Sterling,
out there.
bro.
They're just not super popular.
Lindsay
I think.
Sterling Christmas album fucking hits, if I'm not lying. That's what I listen to for Christmas. What do you like?
I think I'm gonna go with piano first, or the keyboard.
Nice.
I think that I love the fucking keyboard. I love the most recent thing. The most recent thing that I've listened to, where the keyboard really hit me, was listening to a Queen song. I can't remember exactly which one it was.
Probably Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm pretty sure it was Bohemian Rhapsody. But I saw a video where he was playing it live, and he had this crowd going fucking wild. I think it was at the live AIDS concert. And
The AIDS concert.
yeah, the last concert he ever played. But he came out as like not even the main event of like that whole thing that he was at. But yeah, no, it was amazing. And I'm starting to learn how to play the keyboard myself. So
That's dope. I've always wanted to learn how to play an instrument, but when I was a kid, we couldn't afford a fucking instrument. And like I feel like when I was growing up, like I would always ask my mom, I'd be like, I want a drum set, and then she'd be like, no. Do I look like I have money for a drum set? And I'd be like, damn. And
yeah, all those things are just like mad expensive.
Now you own a drum set and it's just in the closet, bro.
Well, because I have nowhere to put it. Where am I gonna put it?
The keyboard that I have right now that I bought is like pretty mid tier, and it was still like $450, $500.
Yeah, a worthwhile instrument is gonna cost you a pretty penny.
I had to when I had the drum set, right, and I had it in my living room when I lived by myself, or in my bedroom actually. I had the space to like put it somewhere, but now I don't because I moved in with a roommate. Because all these fucking housing prices and rents and shit. So I put it in the closet.
I did notice it's much cleaner in here. So shout out David.
Hey, my house was clean, asshole.
Damn,
I kept that shit good.
You call him a simp, he calls you nasty, bro. That's
I know,
fucked.
right? That's worse. I said he was in love, and he said I was dirty.
Cousinly love, bro. Cousinly love.
This fucking guy. All right, well, out of these 4 instruments for me, man, it's the piano easy. I fucking love the piano. I listen to like... I know we're talking like in the rock band type of sense, but I listen to classical piano music all the time because it's just, I don't know, bro. The movement, man. It makes you feel shit. Like the emotions are real when you hear someone play the piano, and I think you could argue that it's the best instrument in the world. Like it's like the most important instrument ever created, in my opinion. Because all the best composers and shit, that was all piano stuff, right?
I mean, yeah, historically speaking, almost everything. I don't want to say almost everything, but.
Your mic probably has to be a little closer, sorry.
Like everything, most big music things and like music that we know now, way back when was all developed on some form of a piano.
That's what
like
I'm
a
saying.
keyboard instrument. So yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, and I like the sound. Plus, I think there's nothing more badass than like, I've had this happen to me. Like my friend knew how to play the piano, but I never knew. And we were like in a hotel, and he just sits down at the piano and starts fucking playing like a 50s song. And I was like, oh, dude.
That's my dream right there.
Yeah, man.
Pull up somewhere where there's a piano, sit down, and just be like, watch this shit.
Yeah, all the fucking I think we were like 16 or something, right? So it's like a quince or something that we were at, and like all the girls came over to him and like just watched him play the piano, and I was like, this fucking guy, man, he's got the secret to the life.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I fuck with the piano. I'm going with the piano too, cause like to me the piano like it sounds weird, but like when you see somebody playing a piano like really well, you think that guy's a fucking genius.
It is kind of associated with that.
It just like people associate like being a genius with playing the piano. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying like that's how people see it, you know?
Some Charlie Puth shit.
So to me, and then pianos are like everywhere, bro. They got them in like hospitals and shit. I saw a piano playing itself, dude. It was fucking crazy.
And like most hotel lobbies.
Yeah, and
I mean, nice hotels.
Yeah, the nice hotels.
It's like you said, if somebody pulls up and is like playing a guitar, you know, it's cool. People busk to that and shit, but like if somebody pulls up and is playing the piano, you're like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Because I remember on America's Got Talent, whenever somebody comes out and it's like a little kid or something and they play the piano, people are like fucking shocked, you know? I even saw one season where a blind guy was playing a piano and fucking singing. It was fucking wild. So, I don't know. I just think piano is the coolest. You always see like those fucking, I don't even know what you call it, but they go over all the keys and shit. Yeah, like a run and shit. Like, I don't know. It's just wild. Like, I agree that with the guitar, like people rock out more because that's where the solos come from and shit in a rock band, right? But as far as a keyboard piano, like, I always remember Lawrence, bro, from fucking
School of Rock.
School of Rock, bro. He's like dun 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 dun. You know, I'm like, fuck yeah, that guy's cool. So,
old ass movie, man.
For me, it's gonna be piano.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
I went to a Logic concert once, and like there was a certain moment where he stopped it. And he's all like, "Oh, I just learned to play the piano," and he like they brought one out and he played it, and that's like the most hype part of the concert, you know, because you're watching him play the instrument and still rap, so you're like, dude's fucking multi-talented.
That's sick.
Yeah, even just more recently, like when Dr. Dre sat down and started playing the piano
At the Super Bowl,
I was like,
Super Bowl
holy
halftime,
fuck, dude! Like I got chills on that part.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was sick. So yeah, I mean,
Still DRE.
I hate to jump on the bandwagon here, but I feel like piano, like
Well, it's every instrument now, right?
Yeah.
The keyboard is every instrument.
A keyboard, yeah, a keyboard can mimic any instrument, but it's not the same as the real
The
deal.
classic-
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
sound, but it's close, right?
It's pretty close. I don't know. I guess I was thinking of it within a rock band.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Within a rock band realm.
But yeah, rock band.
I
What'd you
still
pick
love the
first?
guitar.
Guitar. The guitar's so nice. Like, have you ever heard a song that you like really like, but in acoustic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you hear the acoustic version of a song, it's just so much better. Like I heard certain songs and I was like, wow, why does it sound so much better with a different guitar? I don't know, but it's the effect it fucking had on me.
yeah. And then I always think of like the Mexican bands with the keyboardist, you know, and shit. They got like the fucking Mexican mullet,
The rat
like
tails.
the old ones. Yeah, fuck, dude. That was like my culture.
Our uncle's rocking a mullet right now. He's got like the side shaved. He's got like the mullet
Yeah, and
going.
that fool plays an instrument too.
He plays the piano.
No, he plays. Oh, he does too. But he
Yeah.
plays that standing bass, dude. I always remember that
Nice.
fool like fucking don 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 don.
I always
Alright.
remember specifically when they all got down at my Theo's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He
was-
Oh, yeah.
My Theo Jaime jumped on the drums. Our Theo Armando jumped on, I think, the bass.
That was when
And I think somebody else jumped on guitar.
our
Theo
cousins,
was
right?
singing.
Like Kevin and Jesse, they brought out the instruments to play something, and then all the old guys jumped on it. And you were like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit!"
Yeah, it was dope.
All right, Hannah, what's number 2 for you?
Ooh, like my second favorite.
Yep, you got the drums, bass, and piano left.
I guess I would have. Oh gosh. I guess.
She's struggling with her classical
because
music
of
background.
all the like valid arguments about piano, but I love drums as a whole. Like you just cannot. There's no other effect. Like yeah, a keyboard can do it, but drums just add. Like they're like the heart and soul. They give us the beat, the rhythm. Drums. I mean,
So you're going number
drummers
2,
are
drums,
incredible
right?
people. Drums are
You've
yeah,
met some
drums.
drummers,
Yes.
some like really good ones,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a drums, like with a kit.
Really good. Yeah. I've taken I took percussion lessons from a really great rock guy in the Treasure Valley. He goes by Fred Rock. Fred
Alright.
Fisher. He records for a lot of people, but I took lessons from him. He's incredible. But drum set is so challenging. So challenging.
She just showed me a video of this guy that she took lessons from, like playing a whole Weekend song on the drums, and just like playing all the drum parts and just rocking out. It was like one of the coolest things I've seen.
I mean, you're moving every body part at
Oh, yeah.
once.
Yeah, the foot pedal seems really difficult because I've never
Yeah.
like played the drums well, but I have a drum set,
Yeah.
and I was just hitting the foot pedal, and like I would find myself hitting it at the same time as my hands, and I couldn't like do a different movement. I was like, damn it! Every time I hit the pedal, my hands go down.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
you have to like do it differently, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like, you think about your favorite rock songs, and if you were to, like, take that drum set part out, like, all those moments of hype where they're ramping you up to something, that's the drums. Like, I don't know. It just wouldn't be the same without them. Yeah, I'm going to have to say drums.
All right, I'm not mad at that.
No,
That's a
not
music
at all.
expert's opinion right there. The drums.
I don't
Even though
want to
we all-
say, I
They're
don't
mu-
want to say expert. It's-
They're mu-
Even though we all went piano first.
I'm just
you know.
saying, man. There must be something we're not seeing. She's like looking deep in between the lines, and we're just like, oh, that sounds awesome.
Drums are ultra underappreciated, I think. They hold it together.
Well, number 2, I'm gonna go with guitar.
All right.
Guitar is like somebody said, you know, when you hear like solos in songs, it's usually a guitar solo. It's usually somebody like rocking out like you've never heard before. And like one of a song that I really get back to is like a Peter Frampton song. Do you feel like I do? And then he goes off on this fucking guitar solo that lasts for like 2 or 3 fucking minutes of him just on the guitar ripping that shit, and like it just gets you feeling like it gets you super into it. You're just
Fuck yeah.
You're like, fuck yeah, man. Like this guy's going as hard as he fucking can. This is a great fucking song. Like you just always get back to something like
Dude,
that.
I didn't realize how much I appreciate the sound of a guitar until Guitar Hero came out when I was like a kid. Because if I'm being honest, I grew up in a very hip hop, R&B oriented like household, right? Like that's what my mom would listen to.
Oh, yeah.
That and Mexican music. But like
Which is mostly like bass.
when Guitar Hero came out and I started hearing like and playing the songs, and you're like, wow, this is really difficult. And then you get into the solos, and it just makes you feel some type of way and shit. I was like, damn, dude, fucking bands are the shit.
That's funny as fuck, because there you're just like pushing buttons, right? Like matching the fucking screen.
Yeah, you're just matching the screen, but like you get the music, right? They play the music for you.
Yeah.
So you hear like the solos inside of like, my favorite solo for guitar is in Master of the Puppets by Metallica. There's this part where it goes like super slow, and like there's this guitar solo, and like I can remember it so vividly. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy how that makes you feel. And then you think about like when you listen to just rap music, you're getting the feeling off of the lyrics that they're saying. But then you listen to like rock music, and you listen to the actual instruments and how they play them, and like that makes you feel a certain way.
That's dope. So guitar number 2?
Guitar number 2.
I'm not mad at that, man. I'm struggling with my number 2 because piano I fucking love. I think so I'm going drum set number 2. Drums, because I've just had an infatuation with the fucking drums my whole life. Like I told you guys when I was a kid, I was like, Mom, I want to play the drums. And she told me no. And then a bunch of at school, I feel like the kids didn't really play full drum sets, like a whole kit. They only had the snare drums.
Yeah, they start them on like a lot of concert percussion and stuff that like can transfer. Drum set is just so, it's hard, and so you kind of start on like things
slowly,
like a single instrument, because when you have the drum set, it's a lot of things to worry about.
Yeah, I just remember like the kids started on the snare drum, and I was like, oh, that's fucking dope, because even the snare is like really nice.
It's dope, yeah.
Right? And then you hear the have you bucket drummers? This is gonna sound stupid, but like a fucking bucket drummer in the streets, bro.
Oh yeah.
I was in Seattle and I saw this dude and his kid just bucket drumming by the public market, and I was like, off with a bucket, man. This guy's doing it with a fucking bucket.
Yeah, dude, that shit's super entertaining, because even on the buckets, like sometimes they have multiple buckets and like can make different sounds off of them depending on where they hit them and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it looks difficult to do.
My middle school band director did that. He like had the percussionists for a 6th grade concert. They played on buckets, and like it was sick. The kids had a good time. You could tell.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's a cool teacher. A teacher that really makes you. Cool. I don't think I've had that many teachers in my day where like them being super cool made me want to do what they were teaching better. Because I think it's only happened to me like twice with like 2 different math teachers. Because I had a math teacher that taught me math, and then we would play chess together. So like I feel like when a teacher kind of like
you get that connection.
With them. It's so much better. And I'm sure like doing that with the buckets, they were probably like, this teacher's awesome.
Yeah, when you're passionate about something and you can get excited about it, and kids feel that, I think it makes a big difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love the drums. So I'm going drums number 2. Nice. My mom, I think she even remembered that she would always not buy me drums, right? Because she's the one that bought me my drum set at a yard sale. Like she was at a yard sale and she's like, oh, look, drums. And she bought them for me and put them in my house when I wasn't home. And I came back and I was like, what the fuck? Why is there drums in my living room? And she's like, oh, I bought you a drum set. And I was like, yeah, 20 years too late, but yeah.
It's still a dope
gift.
It's
never too late to start YouTube. Gift. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's still a really cool gift.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Fucking guy 20 years later.
She pushed me to get my piano set, and I was like, I'm fucking 26.
You have a keyboard?
Or sorry, yeah,
It's an electric piano.
Yeah, it's an electric piano, yeah. She pushed me to get mine. I'm 26. I didn't think I'd be able to like get into something like this like later on, but
it's harder to learn shit when you're older, man.
It's dope.
But it's so rewarding too. I think when you're older, like it's harder to learn, but I think you can appreciate things more. Like you can appreciate the art or the sport, whatever you're doing. I think you appreciate it more when you're older.
That makes sense. What are you taking, Pablo, number 2? You've been awfully quiet over there.
Yeah, I was doing some shit. For me, it's probably gonna be drums. I feel like drums are sick as fuck. Like she said, it's kind of difficult because like I've tried playing drums too, but like my left and my right side of the brain don't want to fucking jive the same.
Yeah,
so it's kind of fucking hard. But I'm just going back to like high school because I played instruments in my life. I was in the fucking marching band. I played instruments in middle school and shit. I just never like kept up with it. But even in my adult life, like I played the ukulele. I played like this instrument called the melodica. Like just weird fucking instruments. And to me, I've always wanted to try the drums, but it does seem like something difficult. To be honest, when you're first learning to, it's kind of fucking annoying.
To not be good right away?
Yeah, because like you're just fucking kind of making sound and fucking
playing the same thing over and over
I've
again.
heard fucking people in like their garage doing that shit. And I mean, unless it was maybe like electric drums where I could put like a headset on and just hear myself. Besides that, it's kind of annoying, but I think it's one of the coolest instruments.
One of my most annoying habits, according to my mom and my sisters, is that like if I have a pen or anything that kind of resembles a drumstick, like I'm always tapping on tables as if I'm playing the drums. Like I'm not the kind of guy that's just like tapping normal, you know. I'm on there like, oh fuck yeah, like I'm tearing it up, and they always tell me to stop, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, you know, I've loved the drums since I was a kid.
That's so funny. I've noticed that shit from you too sometimes.
Yeah, I do it.
Whenever you have like whatever it is, like a pencil, if like you're just sitting there with like a spoon or a fucking fork or some shit, you'll just start tapping it.
Yeah, because if I could go back to high school, I'd probably be on the drum line. Because I just think that's so fucking cool.
On
man.
your Nick
like,
Cannon
they're
shit?
just going crazy and shit. Like, you know, they would even have like drumline battles at football games where like our drumline would play and then the fucking other side's drumline would play. It was fucking sick.
That's real?
Yeah, that's.
I seen that in movies, and I was like,
It's
is that real?
Like they were
Yeah,
just
in
fucking
college,
around.
It
Yeah.
was huge. Yeah. Yeah,
Whoa.
drumline battles were huge.
Yeah, see,
Yes.
that would be so.
So that's so cool. And sometimes they just have snares. Sometimes they have the 4 drums and shit. You know, it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
What's the big one called?
There's bass drums. You have like
That's the bass
different-
drum.
Well, the big
big
one
ass
that's like right here, and you're just like,
Yeah,
boom,
there's
boom.
different sizes of bass drums. So you have like they're different pitches, and so you have different pitch bass drums, and then you have quads, and then you have
What's the
snare.
one really big one?
Oh, that go this way?
Yeah.
Those are quads. Those are your quad drums.
No, but like the one when you have like
The
the
one?
one
Snare.
big one. Oh, it's
That's
a
a
snare.
snare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The snare's the one that's like this, and the big drum
No,
is
the
like this
snare's
is the
not
bass
big
drum.
though, bro.
Snare is pretty
You
heavy,
can have one big snare.
but
though.
It's just
not
pretty
that
small. It's like
big.
right here. It's,
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the one that's like the snare, but it's deeper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tom drum, and that's usually
Oh.
for like military stuff. We don't do that anymore.
Oh,
Because
gotcha.
drum sets have those,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, drum sets have toms.
I don't know if it's considered a drum, but that fucking like metal thing that's got like divots
Bongos.
in it, and like you hit it, and it sounds like metally. It's weird, like dun 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 dun. Like,
Oh, I know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about. That
talking
like on
about,
that
yeah.
on that
The thing you
reggae
plug?
shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a xylophone drum
What'd you say?
thing.
Oh, not the thing you plug.
no. It's literally like a. It can be like it looks like a
Oh,
turtle
like a tin
shell.
drum or something.
It almost looks like a turtle
remember
shell,
the
and you
name.
hit it, but it makes like a weird sound.
It literally looks like a big ass shell, and like
Maybe it
people
is a
play it
tin
for like
drum.
reggae and stuff.
No, I don't think it's a tin drum. They use it a lot in like
YouTube.
reggae, like Rasta, like sort of shit. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
drums.
I don't remember.
Number 2, man.
All right. So Hannah, you have the bass and the guitar left. No, bass and piano, right?
Bass and piano.
These are your last two. So give us kind of like a pros and cons and like why you're picking one over the other one. Because the one you're getting rid of is gone forever.
Oh, gone
You're a
forever.
music teacher who hates this instrument.
I guess I would have to pick a music teacher who hates this instrument. I guess I'd have to pick keyboard would be the one I would keep over bass guitar. Only, like the only deciding factor is because you could sort of mimic the sound of a bass guitar and a keyboard. Like if you had a really good keyboard player, they could do the bass part and whatever else they needed to add on easy. Like that'd be no big deal. But I mean, it just wouldn't be the same. Like bass guitar is really cool, and bass guitar people are a special kind of people, and I don't know. It'd be
What makes
sad
them
to not
special?
have. They're their own breed. Like you talk to any rock band or like any like musicians, and you say, "Oh, bass players," they just kind of know this person. Like bass people are just a very cool kind of people, and it'd be sad to see.
It's kind of
bass
weird
go.
because basses just have like 4 strings, right? Most basses.
But
yeah.
it's like the underlying
Yeah.
rhythm, isn't it? Like that's
It is
what, like,
No, I
underlying
agree,
rhythm.
yeah.
I mean, but a lot of it is doubled up with like your drum set and your keyboard. But
yeah,
bass is just. I mean, that's also like your heartbeat. Bass is cool.
it's weird. Yeah, I was thinking that not the drums. What? No, you're right. You're right. I feel like the bass is like the heart, bro. Yeah.
And when you think about like a
Dun,
pyramid
dun.
of sound, like the thing that's like your foundation is your bass.
I
Yeah.
didn't know there was a pyramid of sound.
Well, you learn something new
Like
every
the
day,
food
motherfucker.
pyramid?
Yeah, basically.
Welcome to class, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Supported-
for real.
yeah, welcome to class. You're
Damn.
supported by your bass, and you've got like your mid instruments.
Our
and
first
you've got
episode
your-
with an expert. I'm
I also
learning
did
shit.
not know.
Instrument.
So
That's kind of what like like whenever you see somebody creating a song, they start with like the bass, right? Because they want that beat first.
Yeah, or think
is
about
what I've
rap
seen,
music.
Yeah.
If there's a backtrack, it's bass and drums.
Yo, my car's got big ass speakers just for the bass.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, because you want to hear the boom, bro. The fucking rock your car and
Give
shit.
you those
we'll have to
motherfuckers.
write in the
I
shit
bought
after.
that. I bought them when I was. I mean, they're older now. I bought them when I was like 19 and put them in that little green Mazda. So like everywhere I went, the car was shaking and shit because the car was so small.
Damn, I remember that green Mazda.
Oh, so you got rid of what? The bass?
I got rid of the bass only because
Oh,
the
shit.
keyboard could mimic the bass line better than a bass could mimic a keyboard.
Wow.
Can
Can you play the bass?
Oh, I mean, in theory, I should.
Because it's
But in
it's
real
like
life
other
practice,
instruments.
no, I'm not good at the bass. No.
You've never tried it? Or
It
yeah?
would take me. I'd have to like take an hour and kind of like get my
An
bearings.
hour, she says. I'm
I was
not.
about to say-
In an hour, I
Have to,
got
like,
it.
Noodle around for another hour, and then I could play like your basic music, like
I was
super
about to
basic
say,
bass line.
Bring
Super
out the bass,
basic.
bro. Bring out the bass.
I don't have a bass.
This is a surprise episode.
It'll take me a few hours of like noodling.
We
and,
actually
like,
have one of
remembering
these
things to
instruments
figure
here.
It out.
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem that bad to me. Like if I could just take a few hours to learn how to play something, I'd be happy.
Shit, I can play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano.
But she
That's
can play
pretty good.
She can play almost every like instrument though.
For
To
schools,
like
right?
a 6th grade proficiency, yeah. So I can do enough to like teach a kid an instrument, and I know all these tools that I can like. If I don't know an instrument, I can learn it pretty quick because I've been taught how to learn.
Because it
things
mimics like
quickly.
it mimics like
Yeah,
other
they all kind of
instruments.
follow a similar pattern.
It reminds me of a story, bro. So the other day they came to our house,
Okay.
and Nini comes up to them and he's like, "Look,"
Cute.
and he fucking plays "Happy Birthday" on the fucking like this little toy piano.
It's
for
the cutest
them.
shit ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he already knows like more music than Victor.
And then I tried to do it, and he was like, "He's not as good."
And you know what?
Oh,
you know what
shit.
trips me out, bro? Nobody taught him that shit. Like, he either just like was listening or he went on YouTube and found out how to play.
He probably went on YouTube.
He's got a good
Either
ear.
way, bro. Like, that's fucking genius.
He's
Like,
got a good ear.
I didn't do that shit until I was like in middle school. Like, I was googling shit to find out how.
I don't
to
think
do
I
this
ever
and
did it.
that.
Some kids just got a good ear.
Yeah, that was wild, man.
Perfect
I mean, he's
pitch.
really just playing, and maybe he hears it, and yeah, perfect pitch. Not a lot of people have perfect pitch. That's pretty
rare.
rare.
It was wild,
That'd be
bro.
crazy.
Some people will say they have perfect pitch.
I don't even know how to play Happy
But they're
Birthday
lying.
on that shit. I was like, goddamn.
Like I just said,
Yeah.
I tried to do
No,
the
that
same
was
thing
talent.
because I was like, "All right, come on now." This
Damn, bro.
This is my little nephew's like 5, 6 years old. I was like, I should be able to get this.
He's like, "You've been learning the piano? Yeah. Well, look at this shit," and then
Dude.
played "Happy Birthday" in your face.
Shows him up.
Whips out his like
He's
leapfrog.
like, "I'm already
piano.
better than you."
Yeah, seriously.
Shows you what's up.
All right. So what do you got left, Victor?
I've got drums and bass.
All right, man. What are you getting rid of?
This is difficult because I think that like bass is super underappreciated in like rock bands because they are the people keeping the rhythm of the band.
Yeah, man. They don't get the cover of the magazine.
No, they don't get the cover of the magazine. But I also think that drummers are like some of the craziest motherfuckers because they like, and it's like one of the most difficult things I think, or at least it looks the most difficult. But I'm gonna have to go with drums. I'm gonna keep drums because I mean I would think probably my main reason is because after I watched the Motley Crue documentary and saw
Actual documentary or the movie?
the movie. It was the movie.
The Dirt on Netflix.
Yeah, the Dirt. After I saw the Dirt on Netflix and saw how crazy that motherfucker was and how he was able to do all that while like in the air getting turned around and shit, like that was one of the most dope things ever.
That's cool as fuck.
And their bass player was a fucking weirdo.
Why are drummers like the most animated? Like I went to a concert and I saw a drummer that was like jumping over his drum set and then playing it and then jump back over and playing it.
Throwing the
Nice.
sticks and shit, you know?
Yeah, like they're so like animated compared to everyone else.
They're just. I think maybe. I mean, this is purely speculation, but like most drummers that I meet are really energetic people, and to like play and upkeep like basically the tempo of like a set of music. I think you have to be really high energy, and that's a lot of it. Like the theatrics is like they've got to get that energy out. Like that's for them, you know.
I feel
They
like
gotta
the
hype themselves up too. They're
I feel
hyping
like
everybody up.
I feel like the instrument calls for that shit too. Like you're just fucking jamming out, bro. Like I see this guy that
Yeah,
throws
you-
paint on his drums, and he's fucking playing it and shit, and like I don't know, it's fucking beautiful.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
dude.
art.
They have to get
It's like
into the-
fucking art, bro.
And then you see them doing it and they're like in a zone.
They're
Like-
in the zone, but they're like not in their own heads though. Like they can just.
You probably gotta, you gotta have some mad
you have
cardio.
you have to be kind of like, it has to be almost automatic because you have so many things going on at once. You have so many different like, little drum pieces that you have to hit. Like it's got to be almost automatic.
Yeah,
you doing
those
that.
things get crazy because sometimes they got like chimes, like they got chimes and they got to hit the chimes and then come over here and hit like these cymbals that are all
Triangle.
different sizes and stuff.
And I've never seen a bass solo, so there you go.
Well, you're missing.
Yeah,
out.
but there's a lot of songs though that like start off with the bass, and that's what gets you. You're like, dun, dun. Yeah. The bass be hitting
Like the
hard,
White
bro.
Stripes, you've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
White Nation Army, bro.
Yeah. I fuck with
Yeah.
that.
All right, there
I
you
love
go.
the bass.
I'm gonna.
All right, so you took drum set over bass.
Army gonna hold me back.
I've got the guitar and the bass, and I feel like fuck. This is hard for me to pick because obviously the guitar is like so mainstream. It's like the instrument, you know. Like everybody who's in a band, like they all play the guitar and they think they're gonna be the greatest guitarist ever or whatever. But then you got fucking the bass, and the sound of the bass. I don't know. It just like it brings you into the music, bro. Like I've heard like she was just doing that song, and I was like, yeah, I remember that like super specifically. And because I'm not like a music expert, I bet you a lot of the stuff that I associate with the guitar is really the bass.
I could see that, but I don't know. For me, I just feel like I just can't think of very many things. You're probably right. There's probably things that we listen to that we don't associate with the bass. That's probably actually the bass.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of those songs when we were growing up in like the 2000s, you know, like your Blink 182s, your Green
Isn't that
Days,
Eminem
a lot
song?
of that was bass, wasn't
Bass,
it?
bro, like dun 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 dun. If you had one chance, isn't that bass at the beginning of that?
That would, yes, but I don't know. Does that count for this, for the guitar? Like, if I get rid of the bass, am I getting rid of like every bass beat in rap?
Essentially, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
I mean,
the
we're
bass-
talking about it mostly in like a rock sense because this is like mostly like rock band instruments that we brought up. So I feel like you'd be getting rid of it in rock.
I don't know. I just have this fucking feeling. Like, after she hummed that fucking song, I'm just thinking like, there's probably a lot of music that I've heard, and I'm like, this sounds really good, and it's the bass, not the guitar. But in my head, I'm like, that must be the guitar.
The bass is sneaky like that.
Because I'm not like as well versed in the
Yeah,
guitar.
exactly. That's what I said. Like it's very underappreciated. Like we don't really notice it.
Yeah. It sucks because I'm getting rid of the bass too. I feel bad about it because like it's so dope, but like when you compare it to what I have left, the guitar, you know, like a guitar solo, fucking slaps.
Some more underappreciation
And, like,
going on here.
I listen to a lot of like hard rock, heavy metal type stuff at work, and the parts that get you like when it's really busy at work and you want that energy, the parts that get you pumped up is when you got a fucking heavy metal song going and the guy's just wrecking it on the guitar, you know. Those guitar solos are so like it pumps energy into you the same way like EDM is trying to do it, you know. When you hear EDM and everybody just kind of catches that rhythm.
Oh yeah, you get to the build up.
Yeah, it gives me that feeling like
Yeah.
there's like a build up and you're just like, oh, the fucking solo was sick. So I'm taking guitar. I feel bad, man, because the bass is so underrated and we're all getting rid of it. But fuck, I'm going guitar.
Damn. Yeah, I got guitar and bass left. And it's not hard. I'm getting rid of the bass. I'm gonna be honest, yeah. I mean, if you really think about it side by side, like I think if I listen to a song, because what I'm thinking in my head is like, could I get rid of the bass and is the song still gonna be good? And the song that she mentioned, like, no, you know, like that's the very iconic part to it. But I feel like there's a lot more songs with like guitar solos and shit that I know or that I appreciate than where I'm like, whoa, that bass really hit hard, man. Nah, that fucking solo on the guitar was fucking badass, you know? So it's not hard at all. I'd rather learn the guitar than the bass, to be honest. I agree. You got to be like a special person to play the bass, you know? Because like if you just think bass alone, like you're like, oh, that's kind of boring, you know?
My boss used to play the bass. He was in a band, and he would drive around and try to make it in the band world. And he eventually gave up, and now he owns a Chick-fil-A, which is kind of like what I would think is the polar opposite of being in a band. And his brother, who was like their guitarist, I guess, he became a studio musician. So he's done like guitar work for like really big people.
Yeah, and whenever you see, like, I watch a lot of those singing shows and shit, nobody's fucking bringing on a bass and like, you know, singing to fucking Miley Cyrus or something. It's always a guitar.
Well, it's always an acoustic guitar, though, right? There's no is there an acoustic bass?
That's true.
There is an acoustic bass, so like
that a
in an
mandolin?
orchestra, no, a bass. So think your acoustic bass is like your stand-up bass that you would see in like a jazz
It's like the one our
band
uncle
okay.
or
plays.
a
Yeah.
classic orchestra. But and then you have like your electric bass.
That shit's iconic in
But
Mexican music.
I mean, the reason you don't see people like sing with a bass guitar and acoustic guitar is because the bass is so low that nobody's voice. You wouldn't really be able to sing with it.
yeah, if
that
we're
well.
if we're going off of like Mexican music, I don't think I definitely would not have gotten rid of the bass.
Well, I mean, it's in general, bro.
Well,
so you
Mexican
coulda
mu-
used it, yeah.
Mexican music would be different instruments anyway, dude. Like if it was Mexican music, we'd be talking about the accordion, the I don't even know what that one's called. The wooden thing that you just go up and down with the stick, and it's like what's that thing called?
I don't fucking know, bro.
That's like Mexican music.
The
instruments.
clacker.
The
it would,
clack.
It would be the standing bass, the accordion, the trumpet, and
Yeah.
Bro, there's a lot of clarinet in Mexican music. You'd be shocked. Like, they're fucking vibing out, like
There is a
going
lot.
back and forth.
There's a lot.
And trumpet. There's a lot of trumpet.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of trumpet, but the trumpet always sounds the same in Mexican music.
Maybe next time you guys are on, we'll do mariachi fucking band.
Mariachi.
instrument.
Dude, have you
band
seen
instruments.
like some mariachi bands? Like when they show up, they're boring as fuck because they only play the slower songs. But sometimes the guys show up and they're like the life of the motherfucking
Bro, the
party,
motherfuckers
bro.
playing in mariachi loco, you know, they're like da 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 da. They're fucking wild.
I remember fucking when I was in Mexico, my dad like had hired them to come, and they were playing like outside of our house, right, at like fucking midnight, right, and it's going hard, and I was just like, no one's mad, everybody's just partying, and then
Everybody's just vibing, bro.
when they wanted to leave, my dad paid them again, and they stayed for like 4 more hours, and we were out there till
Damn.
like 4 in the morning, and they're just fucking jamming, and I was like, this is fucking sick, bro.
I don't like the mariachis as much as I like the old dudes that come and like one of them has like a big old fucking guitar and shit, and the other one's on the accordion and it's just 2 of them. I
Really?
like that shit, bro. Yeah.
I like the bigger bands better. I think.
I think I
'Cause
do
I think
too.
the bigger bands are the more hype ones. They're the ones that like are the ones dancing around with their fucking instruments and shit.
Yeah,
They're hype, but
they got the
there's
choreography.
There's something to be said about the smaller like 2 or 3 person bands because they're like more classic and like they just stand there and play their instruments and it sounds super dope.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like their music is more like current, I guess, than mariachi bands.
I made a TikTok with the accordion once. Like it was just sitting on a table, and you know how like TikTok had a really popular thing where like you'd pick something up and then you would like transform into that. So like I had the accordion and I picked it up,
I have
and
no
then
idea.
it was like an instant change, and I had all this like Mexican cowboy shit on, and I started playing it, and like the Mexican music was in the background. And
I
I
have
don't
seen that one actually.
I don't really know how to play it, right? And then my cousin messaged me from Nebraska. She was like, "That shit made me laugh so fucking hard," and I was like, "That's how we roll."
Yeah, that shit is funny as fuck, dude. You've been doing some shit, bro.
Some of those TikTok trends are pretty fucking funny.
Gerald
But-
did that ring light one where like people are doing it and then they're like in bikinis and shit.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker turned into like an Akatsuki. Yeah, it was fucking
I just put
wild.
on my Halloween costume. It's like a ninja.
Oh, Ambu Black Op.
Yeah, so like they had like the whole trend. It would come over and people would be like naked or like their body shape would be like in a door or something. And I just did it and turned it into a costume. I was like, oh, I'm a ninja. I thought it was the shit though. All right, so did we all get rid of the bass?
Yeah, we all got rid of the
Wow,
bass.
that's So sad.
Damn. And we have an expert on this episode, so she really knows that the bass is the worst.
Yeah, she got rid of the
I
bass
do
too.
not want to claim any of that.
Yeah, I think I was reading unconscious cues from her to get rid of the bass. Oh, yeah, see, it's a video.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna fucking move on to like shit going on the internet and stuff, you know, what we've seen, what we've done. So Victor was telling me how Spiderman, I guess, is becoming the #1 movie ever, right?
Yeah, I guess it's getting really close to surpassing Avatar. That was like the #1 movie like ever made. Like
Box office, right?
box
Grossing
office, yeah,
or whatever.
gross box office. Like makes the most money. They're I think like a couple million away. They're like set to hit. I think Avatar made like $448 million, and they're set to make like $460 million.
Damn, this guy's got stats and shit too. Yeah, it makes sense because you know how COVID was so like theaters basically died.
Yeah.
So like the only movies I think at the time that would like really get the audience back were like your Marvel or
Yeah,
maybe
the
Star
superhero-
Wars,
yeah, the
something
superhero
that
ones.
like people have been watching for so long that like you need to see what happens next.
The franchise movies.
Yeah, so I think it just kind of was like a perfect storm. They were like, let's put that out there, and now it's like gonna be the biggest movie ever.
So just kind of to throw it out there, they're number 6 right now. Top 5 is Avatar, Avengers, Endgame, Titanic, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, all the biggest
Avengers:
brands.
Infinity War, and then it's Spider-Man: No Way Home. But I mean, they're fucking right there, bro.
Wow.
Titanic has been like top 3 since '97. That's fucking wild.
And due to inflation, though,
wild.
right? Like the numbers passed, but like the way they inflate it to be what it would be if it came out now, right?
I don't know, bro. I'm not a
They still
statistician.
play it in theaters. You can still go see it like on like a classic movie Sunday or whatever.
I've gone to see an old movie before because like I don't know, it's just a cooler experience than renting that shit.
It is.
Yeah, and that's worldwide. The list I just read, I guess it's number 3 domestically. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
no, I
wild.
like how I kind of like how movie theaters are making a little bit of a comeback because we've gone to see like 3 movies recently in theaters.
Oh, you guys did?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and like the experience of being in a theater is, and like they're upgrading all the theaters too. So like there's less seating, so there's less crowding. The seats are becoming like way more luxurious. Like
Recline,
you can recline, you
heated,
can
some
heat
of
these
them are heated.
motherfuckers.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
They have trays.
I don't know, bro.
They
That's
have
kind of a weird
trays?
thing, right? Like, are you saying it's making a comeback from COVID?
yeah, from COVID. Because,
Okay,
because,
okay.
Yeah, dude, they died basically. Like a lot of places were like closing down.
Yeah, I'm shocked they survived. We talked about this on the podcast before, and like, I really thought theaters were going the way of fucking Blockbuster, you know, because
So sad.
people weren't really wanting to go. If you can get a movie on the TV, it's just like way more convenient. You
Oh
know?
yeah, dude, streaming services fucking.
And then you don't have
skyrocketed.
to pay per unit. Like, if you watch the movie at home, you can invite the whole family and pay one price as opposed to paying like per person, you know?
Yeah, you can pay $30
That's true,
bucks.
too.
So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I'm not a big theater fan. That's probably why.
I fucking love the movies.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
I saw Spider-Man in IMAX, and I thought I bought shitty seats, right? Because I bought the back row seats in the middle because they were the only ones left.
They're the best.
And they were the best seats because when we got there, the back row is virtually the middle of like a normal theater.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm in the best fucking seats. This
Yeah,
is
dude, that's
sick.
That's badass.
Plus, you get like the like surround sound in a house is cool, but it's not the same as a movie theater.
No,
like
no
you
way.
hear some explosions in a movie theater, and like it hits you from all angles. You're like, oh damn,
It's funny too, yeah, because if I ever became rich, like the first thing I'd put in my house is a movie theater.
like a home theater.
yeah, just to go in there and watch movies like weekly with my
It's
kids.
magical. I don't
Yeah.
know, being at the movies is magic. It's like you can just turn off the rest of the world and
Here's kind of my like
movie.
hold back on that shit is like when there's like a release, right? That shit is packed.
Yeah,
like
it
we
is.
went to go watch the Broly movie in fucking theater, and that shit was packed.
Yeah, because it was only like a limited showing though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it wasn't going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, but
it
most
was like 2 or 3 days that it was going to.
most
be there.
releases are like that, right? So I don't know. I just don't like being in a
Not
theater.
anymore.
That's not true.
I'm kind of back and forth on that because you know what
Well,
I
that's
like.
my experience, bro. I mean, if it's not like that now, I get it. But
Well, that's
I mean, that's
it's-
been my experience.
That movie was an
Yeah.
anime movie. Anime movies only stay in theaters for 2 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but like most every other movie is there for as long as they can fucking keep.
And
it.
then my number 2, like, shootings happen in malls and shootings happen in theaters.
and schools.
Like, sorry, that's just like, you know, I don't really go to the mall and then the fucking shooting happened here at this mall. Like, you never think that shit's gonna happen to you, and then it does, you know.
Why
like,
do you go outside then?
Well, I'm not like a tin hat kind of guy, right? I just think like I don't like being in crowded places as it is.
Yeah, but the chances of that stuff's gonna happen to you is so low that like you could more likely get hit by a car being outside.
I mean, you
than
can
a
try to
shooting
make
to
me
happen.
sound crazy, bro, but like everybody kind of has their repercussions to doing certain things, you know? Because like that's just a part of it.
Yeah,
I just really don't like being around people.
Yeah, it's just how you perceive things.
is
I
the
guess.
main thing.
I don't know. I feel like if I've always thought about it, like if I was in a shooting, I don't know if this is like
You
stupid.
probably wouldn't die.
You'd survive, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a dick way to think about it, but I'm just like, I mean, I'm not gonna run towards the shooting unless the dude is right in front of me and I'm dead. Like I'm getting away. Bro.
I could see this motherfucker taking cover behind like an old lady and
Like
shit.
I'm dipping, bro.
That's so funny. That's like a callback to the last episode you guys had, where you guys were arguing about how Gerald would never die.
I just won't, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what?
You gotta be realistic,
You
dude.
gotta get a fucking
I am
polar bear
realistic.
tiger
If somebody-
combination to kick my ass.
Like you just said, you're sitting in the back of the theater. More than likely, the shooter's gonna fucking walk in the back.
No, the door, it's in the middle.
Well, it's towards the back, right?
No, it's in the middle. Every theater entrance is right in the middle of like all the seats. They're not like in the back. The back's at the top.
sides, you walk in up the ramp
See, that shows how much I know about theaters.
Yeah,
but
they're
the
on
cheap
the
one, that's
sides.
because you
You
guys are
walk
going
up
to the
the ramp.
expensive ones. When I go to the real theater, it's at the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
the
one
dollar
where
theater?
it's
Yeah,
slanted
yeah.
down? Yeah, I guess that's.
I don't
fair.
really go to dollar theaters, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, even as a kid, I only went to dollar theaters. So
You know what I
That
hate
was always
about
in
the
the back.
movies though? Like I love and hate this because when you go watch a movie like your Marvels, your Star Wars, your anime movie, whatever, the fans really enjoy the movie, and that's super cool because it's a cool atmosphere. But I fucking hate going to the movie and watching like Star Wars, specifically when I went to watch Star Wars, and like something would happen. And then I don't know if it was an inside joke with like Star Wars fans or something, and then they all start clapping.
I hate clapping in the movie
And
theater.
yeah, they're fucking clapping.
So annoying.
And I missed like 6 lines, and it comes back to the movie, and I'm like, "What did you say? Like, I don't understand what just happened." And then, bro, it's like one of the most annoying things you can do. Like, if I watch a movie, I want complete silence unless something funny happens. You can laugh.
That's so
There's
funny.
like 2 things that really make me cringe and uncomfortable, and it's like people clapping at the end of a movie and people clapping when a pilot lands a plane. Like, they're just doing their job. Like, let's just all enjoy it in our own like world. We don't need to clap about it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know. It bugs
I mean, what
me.
the fuck?
It ruins the whole atmosphere of the movie, bro.
When are
This-
people clapping for pilots?
I don't know if this is like what happens with you guys when you watch a movie, but like you get so into it that like it's almost like there's no one around, and like you're
That's
focusing.
how it should be.
You're focusing solely on the screen, right?
That's how it should be.
And then the crowd starts clapping, and it kind of just snaps you back into like, oh, I'm in the movie theater. And then you're
Yeah.
like, well, fuck, I just missed these couple lines. Now I got to rewatch the movie later so I know what happened in this little part.
That shit's the worst. But I do like how, like, you know that everybody in the theater's feeling the same feeling that you are, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
when something super hype happens. I mean, it's super annoying, but at the same time, it's like, man, like, hell yeah, everybody's been waiting for this just like I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, plus those dudes who went to like Spider-Man with like Spider-Man outfits, or you go to Star Wars dressed like a Jedi, like
People
it's
get
a
into
cool,
it.
it's a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, they make it like an experience for themselves.
They just need to stop fucking clapping and shit, you know?
yeah, for
just
sure.
no clapping.
Respect me watching the movie, man. That's how I feel. Because you know who Robert Pattinson is?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I did.
Is it Patterson or Pattinson?
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Isn't that the...
Robert Pattinson.
What movies? he
Twilight
famous for? There you go,
Superheart,
there you go.
or sorry, excuse me, Sweetheart.
Twilight. He
Superstar.
was in Harry Potter. He's the new Batman. He said that if the new Batman movie flops, and that comes out in March, if it flops, he's gonna start doing porn. So we're gonna see him on the casting couch very soon.
That came up on your casting couch ad, huh, bro?
No, it came up
That's
on
how
the
you
internet
know?
earlier when I was googling shit. It was on the Twitter, man. Twitter knows everything.
Cool, man.
That would be
the
pr-
Batman voice.
That would be pretty fucking like drastic. That'd be like one of the most drastic things ever. You see this motherfucker go from box office movies to seeing him go to like Pornhub.
I just
Yeah.
picture him in the scene, and he's like, "Batman sucks."
But he could make it though, because he like the girls still love him from Twilight. He just do some vampire porn,
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
dude. 100%.
There's no way he's doing that
no,
shit.
I mean, that's the same people are the same reason that like girls paid for Trey Songz' OnlyFans account.
Tyga's
right?
motherfucker.
Right? Tyga? It was Tyga, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, oh yeah, Tyga made an OnlyFans.
He's making like millions a
his
month.
shit, yeah, his shit's making millions.
Is he doing like shit like that though? Or is he just like, is it one of those like stars that has an OnlyFans and they do like music?
I don't know,
I
bro.
don't know, man.
Go-
You should
go
do
subscribe.
some research. Yeah,
I'm not subscribing
Do
to
some
that.
research, motherfucker.
I'm not trying to get on his OnlyFans.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's crazy. So you saw like it kind of reminds me because like so you got to be crazy to do shit like that, right?
Oh yeah.
So we all just watched the video earlier of that the TikTok star who got
Stock.
stalked. Yeah, and that guy was like buying like pictures and selfies from her and like information from her friends. So like
Jesus.
that's fucking crazy. Like if you were famous as fuck, Victor, for example, and then some guy was like, "Hey, that's your cousin, right?" "Yeah." "Here's $1 million. Tell me where he lives." I'd be like, I'd think about it.
Victor, you
I don't think
gotta
I'd
get
do
out of
it.
there.
I don't think I'd do it.
It wouldn't take $1 million, bro. I'd give your address for $1,000.
Oh, damn. That's blood. That's family right there.
I'd just call you. I'd be like, "Hey, man, someone might show up."
I was gonna. I would hit him up too. I'd be like,
I
"Hey,
mean,
dude,
if I'm that famous that somebody's
Drive.
like trying to come after me,
Somebody-
I'd probably have security. Mhm.
somebody offered me $1,000 for your address, bro, and I'll give you half. You know?
What do you think? Mm-hmm.
It's like
What
I
are you
took him
thinking, man? He also wants some feet pics.
What can you do for me?
Oh my god! If you gave him some feet,
You look like
that'd
you
be
would,
so
bro.
Funny, dude.
I talked him up. He only wanted to give you $300.
$300.
Yeah, I talked him up to $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
No, I wouldn't give his address for any money. Like, that's just fucking weird.
Well, that TikTok star, right? Her dad like killed the guy, right?
Oh yeah. Well, so
Showed
that's
up
what
at the
ended up
house.
happening. He showed up to their fucking house.
He shot her.
Yeah,
Or
I guess he
shot him.
He was hitting up like her classmates and shit
So creepy.
to get info on her. Yeah, it's too much, dude.
Wasn't the dad like in correspondence with that kid too at one point?
Yeah, he said he did talk to him, and I don't even think it was a kid. I think it was a man.
Or a man? Ugh.
And the parents allowed her to sell selfies to him. So it's fucking weird.
That's just the danger of becoming famous that's so young and it not being regulated by like bigger companies, you know? Because like TikTok isn't gonna do shit about it. She's a TikTok star because she's posting her own content to that thing, becoming super famous from it, and then she's just she's still at the end of the day just a fucking kid.
Well, it also shows how like money talks, bro. Because even the parents were like, "Oh, what?
Yeah, go ahead.
How much for the selfie?" You know?
You posted that
When you're
publicly,
selling
and
your
this guy
daughter.
wants to pay?
Because it's people like to think their numbers are huge. You know, you like to think, "Oh, it'd take like $1 million," but I'm sure the guy was like, "I'll give you $1,000," and you're like, "For a picture that's already on Instagram?"
Not even
Okay.
that,
Shows
bro.
you the grand, and you're
Yeah. Yeah, you're like,
like, well, fuck, I get
"Yeah,
a grand."
like that'll
Yeah.
get me some Yeezys, you know.
I mean, there's people that bought bath water. Fuck.
they'll buy anything nowadays.
Farts in a jar.
You think
with the
her
shit
parents-
chase?
You think they like kicked her off that her parents like made her stop using TikTok now?
No, she's still posting,
They
dude. I
probably
saw
still make
I saw a
money.
thing that she's still posting.
Yeah, dude, this is probably just more publicity.
You know, when I first saw this, I was thinking like, damn, that's why I don't want a daughter. You know, they're more vulnerable when that shit happens. What?
What's up?
Boys and girls are both vulnerable.
No, I feel like girls are more vulnerable. Like guys think they can take advantage of girls more easily than they can a guy. But then my wife was telling me about this scenario where like it was reversed, dude. There was a girl like harassing guys. It was weird. She said it was some big TikToker who was like, I guess she took advantage of some dude while he was like drunk or drugged or something. And then a bunch of guys came out saying that she did the same shit. And she had like these stalking tendencies too, where she would like just randomly show up.
I don't
and
know.
shit.
I don't think girls are more vulnerable in that sense. They're more vulnerable in the sense of like physically being dominated by a man. Like if a man tried to do something to you, in general. But like if you're talking like online stuff, isn't it kind of like equal?
Yeah. But I just feel like in general in life, bro, like, cause I mean, I don't know. It's like a weird thing to me, cause like, obviously nobody would try to attack me unless they were bigger than me, right? But
Yeah, but they would still harass you equally that they harass a woman online.
online, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're gonna
You're
get
right.
those
But I'm just
shitty
saying
ass
in real life,
trolls.
like, even I know a lot of women that are scared to like even walk at night in places, you know, cause like they just know that if a guy sees a woman walking, like he's more likely to fucking attack her than like if they see me walking. Maybe Gerald will get attacked. I don't know.
I think that's an unconscious bias. Because I had that happen to me yesterday, right? So I was walking outside. I went to the gas station. It was like fucking 2 a.m. And this guy was behind me, like just far enough where like it felt like he was too close, you know? Because like it had to be like 10 feet, but it still felt like I could hear
Yeah,
his
it's still
footsteps.
uncomfortable.
Right? And he didn't look scary or nothing to me, but like as we're walking, just the sound of it in my head, I was like, I feel so like
Yeah, like this motherfucker's
yeah,
too
like
close.
yeah, like I was like, he's too close. Like if he comes at me right now, where am I? Like I even thought about it. I was like, I'm not close enough to the gas station to get there fast enough.
That's understandable. And if somebody if anybody gets snuck up from behind, you're way more fucking vulnerable.
And then he grabbed your ass or what?
Well, no, he didn't catch up to me. We literally were both going to the gas station. It was just us going, but like just the fact that he was there and I could hear the footsteps, and like I don't know him, so I'm not gonna be like, hey, walk with me. It was really weird. I was like very conscious of the fact that I felt like I was in danger, even though I probably wasn't.
I feel like especially like in Mexican families, like you never let your daughter go out and do something, but you send your son, you know?
That
I
is
feel
a
like
thi-
that
that
was
is
like
a
that
thing.
for us, bro. Like they'd send us out to go grab something in the car and it was cool, you know? I even think about that myself because I'll send Jeremiah to go grab shit. I don't know if I had a daughter. If I had a daughter, like I'd send her out there. It's just a weird thing. I don't know.
I
What do you
mean, I
guys-
feel like I don't know. I mean, yeah, women are more vulnerable just from like a physical standpoint, and then maybe also just from like a societal wrongdoings. How we
Yeah, it's like an unconscious
Raise-
unconscious bias.
we raise some people and how some people act. We're trying to make fix that and make that better. But I think when it comes to young kids, they're all pretty equally.
Yeah, everybody's
At
vulnerable from
risk.
behind. Shit. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know we were talking about some important shit, but we just had people knock on my door and we had to pause it. And I just thought it was so funny because I said Pablo to the door, right? And it's like a religious guy. I don't know. I'm gonna assume Mormon or Jehovah's or something. Right?
I think they're Christian.
Baptist.
Baptist.
Or whatever?
Whatever, right? So they're talking to him about God, and obviously we don't want to be bothered. And we're like, hey, leave, right? So Pablo's handling the situation, and I'm over here looking at our guests, Victor and Hannah, right? And she's just like, I'm going out there. And Victor's like, what? And she's like, I'm going to go out there, and I need to talk to these guys. And Victor's like, no. And then she ran up there. And she basically just told these dudes to, like, fuck off in a nice way, though. She didn't say fuck off, but she was like, God loves everyone. Leave.
If you really want to spread the word of God, you got to spread the word of love.
Yeah, she basically just told them to, like,
And then he's like, where does
He
it
looked
say
like
that
I
in the
just took a
Bible?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, where's it talk
He
about?
said
where's
that
it talk
to her.
about love in the Bible.
He said to her, she's like, you need to spread a message of love, and he's like, where does it say that in the Bible? So I mean, he's pretty much contradicting
that's
himself.
common sense, bro. I just thought it was so funny because, like, you were over there, right? And I was like, oh, he's going to handle it. It'll be real fast. But then I could see them, and she's like, I'm going out there. And Victor was like, I don't care. But then when she was really going to go out there, he was like, no.
Yeah, I got caught off guard from behind.
Oh, my God.
Don't let
Pablo
those
was the
people
most
bully
vulnerable.
you.
Pablo was the most vulnerable in that situation. He came up from behind. Mhm.
Well, it just makes me think, like, when people are trying to push, like, their agenda, like,
I'm gonna be honest,
it
bro.
was so crazy. That little moment right there was so funny to me.
to me, what's hard is, like, they're a little bit pushy about it, bro. Like, they can't just be like, oh, here. And then if you kind of, like, are like, all right, thanks. They want to keep going and going. Like, I feel
They're like a salesman.
Well, because I think the reason they do it is because they think in the Bible you have to spread the word of God or whatever. But the way they do it, like, he basically was saying that love isn't in the Bible. That's
Yeah.
what he told her.
No, dude, they're brainwashed to be like, well, this is the word we have, and this is how people are gonna do it. So I need to let you know that.
Well, it's scary. It's scary too, bro, because, like, they teach little kids that the end of the world's coming and shit, some of the religions, and they tell them that it's going to be like this massive, like, something crazy is going to happen, and then God's just going to, like, take you up because you believe in him and
Well,
shit.
I don't even know if Armageddon is the scariest part as a child. I think some of the scariest stuff is telling them that they'll be, like, eternally punished for making normal human decisions. I don't even want to call them mistakes. Like, for instance, if some religions, if a child says, oh, I'm gay, their parents and that child might truly believe that they're damned to hell. Like,
If they're
that's
very-
terrifying as a kid if you don't understand what all of this means, but you just know that whatever you feel or do is so completely wrong.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
'cause they
even
have
worse.
camps, right?
It's even
That's
worse
awful.
in, like, those kind of religions because you feel, like, obligated to be a certain way. Like, I feel like a lot of those kids that
They
you
have
work with-
re-education camps where they're like, hey, if you're gay, they send them there and
'Cause
to
even me-
become not gay.
Me and Victor used to go to, like, a Seventh-day Adventist, like, fucking summer camp or something. Remember?
Really?
We did it for like a summer.
Yeah. So
What
we
the hell
went
is that?
with these guys, and I mean, I like the sense of community, but the message behind that shit is, like, kind of weird, bro. So, I mean, not to get too religious.
It's funny, dude, because there's a kid at my work. So there's two kids at my work who are, like, preachers, and they're, like, super into Jesus, I guess. And they're I don't know. I think they're Pentecostals, but I'm not sure, like, what certain thing. But this Colombian kid that works there, he was giving one of them a condom. He's all like, hey, man, just in case you need this, and, like, hands him one. And then the other Pentecostal kid walks up and he's like, what are you doing, man? You can't just take that. And, like, it got so real so quick, and it's just such a funny story to me. 'Cause it's like-
Pentecostal guy's like, let me teach you about soaking.
he was just so mad about it, and then, like, the Colombian kid after, right, he's like talking to me and he's like, yo, what the hell? And I was like, it's because they're super, like, there's people who like religion, and then there's people who are, like, entrenched in whatever
Like
the faith
culture
is
of religion.
yeah and I was like, and
Yeah.
they're on that side, so, like, to them you probably kind of insulted them a little bit right there.
I don't know, bro. I had a friend who was part of a Baptist church, and he was saying there's a lot of racist people in that fucking church.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure there
Because
is.
they were like a traditional, like, Southern Baptist church or something like that. So
Methodists.
Yeah, there's a few churches where, like, for the most of, like, their history, they were mostly white.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
white dominant. Like, everybody in the hierarchy is all white male.
It's always
Yeah.
weird to see, like, a Mormon
Yeah, I don't like
Like,
Mormons either.
tan
No, I'm
person.
just kidding.
Well, I mean, that's because the Mormon religion is a white religion, and colored people weren't allowed to hold some of the Mormon keys and important things until the 70s. That's
Well, for
really
sure.
freaking late.
For
They
sure.
were racist up until that point, until it was culturally accepted.
That's like the whole U.S. though, right? Wasn't the whole U.S. racist?
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, they
Fuck
just
yeah,
follow
I know.
what's going to earn them money, essentially, and people at the end of the day. People is money, money is power, and
Well, I just brought that up to say because everybody always has that like the people knock on your door and try to push religion down your throat, right? And you always think, "Fuck, I'm gonna tell them to fuck off," but we never do. We just kind of like politely ask them to leave, you know. That's the first time I saw somebody go up there and was like, "All right, just leave."
I learned.
And that was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
Thank
I
you.
don't know. I think she has like strong beliefs because of like she was in a very
Hannah?
heavy.
Yeah.
She was in a very heavy like religion, bro. Like
She's got
us-
her upbringing is different than ours.
Us as Catholics, us as
yeah.
Catholics, we only go to church when there's a quinceañera, when somebody's getting baptized, shit like that, right? We're not
us,
like,
us, yeah. Us,
we don't
yeah.
like
us.
normally go, right? But I feel like we're the norm, right? Like most Mexicans don't go so often, like.
I don't know.
all that
We
shit,
might
right?
be like outside the norm. I'm not sure. I don't really.
But for me,
go
bro,
enough to know.
I put like soliciting signs outside my house and shit. And then a Jehovah came over one day, and my wife was talking to him, and he kept talking and talking and talking. I was like, you know what, sir? I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Like, I got no soliciting signs, and you're soliciting the word of God to me. So I'm gonna ask you to leave right now. And I was more mean about it though. Like, I was really mean about it.
Yeah, but you're never really like mean, right? Like you try to be polite.
No,
at
I
first,
was
right?
fucking mean, bro. Because I was like, you know what? I feel like you're disrespecting me right now because I have a no soliciting sign and you're soliciting this to me. So why are you guys doing that? Like, that's disrespectful.
In their mind, they're probably like trying to save you.
They're
right?
probably like, yeah.
Yeah, they genuinely believe that they're like they're gonna help you into heaven.
Yeah,
They're gonna
do.
save you. Yeah.
What the hell happened there?
It's still recording. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I just saw the fucking laptop do something weird, so I got all fucking. I was like, "What happened?"
Hold up. Weed and boys, yeah. Anyways, that's the thing, bro.
Crazy.
I
I know. That was wild. Like,
Pablo was up there like being polite, but like you could tell he was saying things to stop the conversation, right? He was like, "Blah blah blah, stop," and the guy was like, "But what about this?" Trying to sell him a car or something.
that's like my job at work, bro. Like, when you got pissed off people, you gotta like learn about positioning and talking right, like moving forward. So that's what I was kind of customer servicing him because like, yeah, I'm not interested, but I also don't want to be a dick. And she was nice too. She just had like a strong tone about it. But yeah, he came back kind of pissed off.
Well, I think
No, but like I said,
they're not used to that.
I don't think you were rude.
Yeah,
I think
they're
you were
not.
just like, you had a strong tone, but I mean, what you're saying wasn't bad. You weren't like, fuck you, motherfuckers, fuck Jesus, you know? You were just like, you know, I get what you're saying, but like, I think you're spreading the wrong message. You should be spreading the message of love, you know? And
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it was just the tone, but I mean, who cares? Fuck them. They left.
Yeah. And I mean, moving forward from that, I heard Hannah
Nice
was telling me-
positioning.
Hannah was telling me this thing about how some of the states are starting to like take their mask mandates away from school. Like,
Well, they're just lifting the mask mandates from the states, which I mean, directly affects.
I was gonna say,
Public
my kid's
schools.
school doesn't require masks. They haven't required masks in a long time. They're monitoring like the numbers and shit, and they give us like weekly updates. But for the most part, like Valley View School District has had like a low rate of COVID, so that's why they're doing it.
it's like majority of
That's good.
Democratic states.
Yeah.
Like New York, California, Oregon.
Oh, they're starting to lift them.
Yeah, they're starting to lift them. The places that were like the most strict about it.
Oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's time to open up the world, man. Like the mask thing hasn't even been a thing where we live for what? A year now?
I kind of agree with it too, because I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, if you want to get the vaccine, you could have gotten it by now. If you don't want to get the vaccine,
You're just not gonna get it.
I mean, you're just not going to get it. So why does it matter to wear a mask, you know, at this point?
That's true.
My work requires it, and it sucks, dude. It sucks. And we're all vaccinated because to get a job there, you had to vaccinate.
Damn.
But, yeah, I hope they lift that soon, bro. Because, like, sometimes people come into percent and shit, or people I've been seeing, like, all these weeks, they pull down their masks, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know that was there.
No, yeah, dude. It's so weird.
Not
how
in a
it's-
bad way. I'm just like,
No, yeah. It's so weird how like accustomed to it we've become, because like some works do require it.
Yeah,
Mine
yeah.
is like been off and on about it, but
Do you still have to wear it?
yeah, right now we do because we service so many different like chain accounts. That like some of those chains do require that you wear them.
They still wear it at Panda Express
while
too.
you're in their stores or whatever. But,
Yeah, I'm shocked they don't require it at your work, bro.
Nah,
and I don't think they ever did at schools either, did they?
At school, it was mostly up to like district discretion, but most schools required masks in the beginning, and then they sort of it was
It's
like
not
we
gonna-
highly encourage you. But I mean, kids are not they're not the easiest people to keep masks on, and so you can only imagine.
Which
Man,
is weird because they also weren't the most vulnerable in during this pandemic.
It's not gonna affect
That
him,
wasn't
bro.
the worry, bro.
But schools are like cesspools for germs and spreading.
the worry was that like
Teachers, right?
my
When you get
kid
sick.
goes to school
teachers and
with
kids
it.
that come home.
and then they send another kid home with it, and they have their
Yeah.
grandparents living with them, and the grandparents like get it and die, you know. So I mean, it wasn't so much for the kids as much for and teachers too. You're right. Like some teachers were scared to go. Some teachers, it was all
I mean,
over the place.
I had a high school teacher who died from COVID. I mean, he wasn't there when I was there. Obviously, this was like last year, but he died from COVID. He was my parents' age.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even doctors have died from it. It's fucking wild.
The masks don't apply to music class, man. All her kids had to take it off to play instruments anyway.
Yeah, they tried to.
How you gonna play a flute with a mask?
Yeah, they tried to like cover ends, but at the end of the day,
That would have been crazy.
The
Like
end of
just
the
put a
day.
hole in your mouth.
yeah.
I've seen videos of that with like the holes and they're like eating food like through the hole
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love those fucking videos where like some dude will go interview like a Trump rally,
Yeah.
and he's like, "So why don't you want to get the vaccine?" He's like, "Well, it's my body, my choice." He's like, "Oh, then why are you against abortion?" He's like, "'Cause they're killing babies." But isn't it their body, their choice? They're like, no, that's different, man. That's different. That's
It's a
God's.
woman.
That's God's plan. It was
Yeah,
fucking
I guess.
weird, dude. Like they're so good at like making them contradict themselves. I love it. There's a couple guys that actually do that.
Yeah, a bunch of people do.
One
that
of the
stuff.
guys does it for like the Trevor Noah show, and then there's like these two independent guys that go and do it. It's so funny.
Yeah. It's just such a weird situation because like science is so fluid and science is always changing, especially during like these times that like
Yeah.
shit is like contradicting left and right, and like there's so much different information coming out that like it just seems like a shit show of like things going on.
Have you ever been conscious of that change in your mind? So like I was listening to Joe Rogan, right? And they talked about specifically because he's been in a bunch of shit, and they're like, hey, Joe Rogan promised to bring on guests that like counter each other's views back with episodes following each other. So he had one dude who was like a guy that was claiming weather and like climate change is happening, but it's like not really going to be that bad. And then he had another dude who was like climate change is real and this is why. And when I listened to it, I was like, the first guy, I was like, oh, this guy's making sense. Some of this stuff doesn't seem crazy. And then they brought the other guy on, and I was like, well, this guy's making sense too, though. And then in my mind, I was like, I could feel, I like went through the change, like, and I was like, oh, you know what? And I kind of put the information together, and I was like, nah,
I was
I
about to
still kind
say-
of believe in it.
That's amazing, bro, because when you put out both sides, you can draw your own conclusion from that shit, right? Instead of you just hearing one side and you're like, oh, fuck, that's what I believe now, you know? So I know Joe Rogan's been like a controversial topic like for a couple weeks now because we talked about it last week, you know,
Yeah, the
how he was
N-word
doing all
thing.
that shit.
Yeah, you come to like hear different sides, and then you think of like where you stand morally on like some things, and then you think about like what the science at that time is saying, or like what the certain science says on like one thing or another, and then sometimes you notice that change in your mind where you're like, okay, well like that actually makes a lot of sense. Like maybe it's like not, you know, that harmful or like X, Y, and Z or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. And personally, that's why I respect Joe Rogan more now, is because he had an issue come up. Not with the whole like N-word thing. Like, I'm still really like torn on that, bro. Like, should I listen? Should I not listen? But with the whole thing with like misinformation and him only bringing one side on, that was kind of like the preface of his show, is that he's bringing on the opposite side of what people actually think, you know, like what the mainstream media is putting out and shit. So I like that he's bringing in that balance. But yeah, I mean, that whole N-word thing, that's I don't know, man. That's a whole nother topic.
I just like learning about the weather. I thought it was interesting, bro. I was like, this is cool as fuck. I guess Texas runs on like 80% fucking solar and wind energy. They just had like shitty backups. That's why they like almost froze to death like last year or whatever it was. But the guy was talking about it, like the guy who was like for climate change or whatever. And I was like, damn, maybe we should be like installing windmills everywhere.
And then you heard the other guy and you're like, damn, maybe not.
Maybe that shit doesn't
Yeah,
work.
exactly. Yeah, like literally, like I listened to one and like the next one because I listened to it the same day, and I was just like, it was crazy because I've never done that where like I hear both sides, but like not in a real debate, you know, because it was just two whole separate different conversations, so they didn't even talk to each other, and then you're just like, who do I fucking believe more?
That's wild, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still listen to the ones I want. I don't listen. I used to listen to like every episode. I'm a little bit more selective now. And I listened to him kind of late. You guys kind of were listening to him before me, so I was like, this motherfucker never brings on like strong opinionated people on the left side, and then he brought on Bernie Sanders, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, some people with like the most opposing views are people that haven't really like listened to like a lot of his shows, because most people in the news really only put out like small snippets or like small summaries of like what he talks about. But like when you actually hear him talk and you hear him like have these full conversations like 2-3 hours at a time, you really do like get to understand like, oh, this dude's just a regular motherfucker.
Yeah,
know?
yeah, and it's kind of funny because you brought it up to me and you were saying how like this guy has more listeners than like most mainstream media outlets have like viewers. So I mean, I could definitely see this as like a targeted attack against him and shit, you know, like,
Oh yeah.
like the lady that came out with the whole N-word thing. I don't even know who the fuck she is.
Even the second most popular podcast on Spotify
Is the Daily?
is the Daily, the New York Times podcast, and they just made an episode about Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I did
and
hear
they
it.
said, they said blatantly like he has more listens than us, and it's not even close.
It's not even
Yeah, they
close.
did say that. Yeah.
Hannah doesn't like Joe Rogan.
I do not like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
have you given him a chance?
Victor kind of like forces me to give him a chance. He'll like trap me in the car and turn it on, and I'm like, please, no. But
I mean,
just,
are you hearing things you don't like when you hear him?
I mean, I really just I just don't vibe with him. But I think my biggest thing is like, yeah, he's a normal person, but people give him way too much power for just being a very average guy. Like, I think they give him a little bit too much influence over
was gonna
maybe
say
how they see and hear things, but he's very much just a normal person. And I'm not saying that's a bad, like, it is a bad thing that they give him too much power. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that he's just a normal guy having conversations. I do think that there is a problem with people giving him too much influence and power.
The one thing that I don't like though is like most of the shit you hear nowadays is so outlandish, like one way or the other. It's nice to hear somebody like sit and talk to somebody for a long time and like really like hash out their ideas and like really hash out like a conversation, and it not just be like any news thing where like they're on for 2 minutes and then that shit's just over.
To me,
You
also, like, kind of to Hannah's point, I feel like my wife was telling me this because she doesn't listen to our show.
Okay.
Because she says she feels like it's more like it's more leaning towards like men, right?
And that's how Joe Rogan feels to me.
That-
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it
That's
really
what I was gonna say.
caters towards this really standard, like, I mean, they said this on the Daily. You know, you think about this guy who goes to UFC fights and he brings a package of Bud Lights to hang out with his buddies. Those are the kind of people that I feel that listen to Joe Rogan. And I know that's a very blanket statement because you guys listen to Joe Rogan and you're not necessarily those kinds of people, but I just
Isn't
don't
that
feel like
Victor on a Saturday?
he just, I guess
The
that is
UFC
true,
fights
but
and
he's
some
not
Bud
watching
Light?
UFC. He's watching
Boxing?
football or whatever, but like
My time is more monopolized these days, but
monopolized. You poor thing. But like, I don't know. I just don't really like him.
It makes sense. Not everything's for
Not
everybody,
into
bro.
it.
Kind of to your point, though, Hannah, because I feel like when you talk about Joe Rogan, you feel like he believes in like things that you don't believe in, right?
Yeah, we just don't align morally that much.
Yeah, yeah. And to me, also, like, pretty much anybody you put in that position, there's going to be people that don't like them because he's the number one listened to person. So, I mean, really anybody in that number one position has a lot of power. and influence, on people. Doesn't matter what group it is or whatever. It's gonna somebody's gonna follow.
People just
whoever
take
the
it
number
weird,
one
man.
is,
I've never even listened to an episode of it or ever in my life and thought anything past entertainment value. Even people that are politicians or whoever the fuck he has as a guest, right? I've never looked at it and been let me really I learn stuff from it, but I don't ever watch it and go, this is gonna shape anything about me or what I think.
I don't know about that, bro. You kind of contradicting that from what you said earlier about wind power, right? Because you were like, oh yeah, we should put wind power everywhere. Well, you might be joking about it. It's in your head now where that wind power is
but that idea, but that made sense to me just because of the idea. But I purely listen to him out of entertainment, and I never go into it this is going to sway me either way, right? And then I like to think that I can take information and be this is obvious bullshit, and not instill it in my life, right? Because sometimes he has people on there that are fucking alien conspiracy Bigfoot dudes, and I've never listened to it and been yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I mean,
but I listened to it and I'm that was entertaining as fuck, just because the guy's so weird and so
it's so fucking
odd
weird
to listen to.
I agree, and that's what makes a good show, bro. Because
to me, it's watching TV.
I hate Ben Shapiro. I hate Alex Jones. They're two super crazy motherfuckers, right? And for some reason, I could listen to Joe Rogan talk to them. It's fucking weird.
Argue about gayness and stuff.
Yeah, but it's I don't know, man.
It's because comedians. It's because he's a comedian. When you listen to comedians, I feel we already don't take them seriously.
Because Victor told me to listen to the one with him and his 4 friends. And that was the funniest shit I've ever heard, dude.
Oh yeah.
I've never laughed genuinely at something, but on that episode I fucking laughed.
And
genuinely.
they said some of the most controversial shit.
Yeah.
But you just listen to it and they're in there drinking fucking whiskey and smoking weed.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's hard to take them seriously.
They were even making fun of themselves. They're like, "Oh, we can be the 4 cooks."
Oh yeah.
I was like,
what should we name this podcast? The 4 Cucks.
Yeah, that shit was wild. But yeah, anyways, moving on from Joe Rogan. Have we talked about this? The birds, bro?
No.
So literally, I watched this video and I don't know if it's thousands, but probably hundreds of birds are falling out of the sky, bro.
It's because birds aren't real, bro.
It was wild. So they're falling, and then a bunch of them died, and then a bunch of them just take off. They're like, fuck my homie. I'm not real. Takes off, bro.
It has to be the 5G towers.
And they don't know why this is happening. It was wild.
Because birds
aren't real. You guys
real.
all saw the videos. I mean, this guy's a tin hat guy right now. I don't know why he's saying birds aren't real.
Because it's a fucking movement, man. Birds are it's a stupid thing where birds are there to spy on us by the CIA, right? And obviously that's not true, but it's funny as fuck because now there's this video of all these birds falling to the ground and it looks like they were dumped out of a bucket.
Picture a little pilot inside.
And it just made me laugh. I think it's a funny little saying.
Maybe a plane ran into a group of them.
They probably fucking just
it's wild the way they fall, bro, because it looks like fucking Magneto just controlled their mind for 10 seconds and then just dropped.
It looks like they hit so hard though. You can tell they hit heavy. It almost looks like something pushed them or they really fell from a long ways.
Maybe they fight. Maybe they were fighting in the air with each other and then just
a big old bird.
Yeah, maybe just one flock of birds beat the shit out of another flock of birds.
I don't know, man.
But they all fell so.
You need to get a hold of the lead scientist in that and pitch your idea.
Well, I just think in my mind, right? Imagine if one flock of birds was flying at another flock of birds and they all hit each other, right? Some of those birds are getting fucking stunned, and they're gonna drop.
Fuck! Yesterday we were at the park.
I see a bunch of them on the ground and a couple flying.
Speaking of fighting birds, yesterday we were at the park and
fought a bird.
We got some breakfast sandwiches, and I usually take the top bun off. We saw some ducks down in the fucking canal. So I'm like, Nini, let's go get the fucking bun and we'll feed them. And this fucking duck with its... there was 3 pairs of ducks, bro. You could tell they were dating and shit. And so we're feeding one set of ducks and then the other ones try to come through. And the fucking mallard duck is fighting them off, basically.
Wow.
And then one of the dudes just leaves his girl. And she's eating and then that duck attacks her.
Monogamous ducks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fucking wild. I don't know. I thought of that when he said fighting. They were fighting up in the
fucking
air.
Ducks fight? Why can't these birds be going at it?
It doesn't seem like that, though, bro. It really seems unnatural the way they fell.
Aren't you supposed to not feed the ducks? Mm-hmm.
I don't know, bro.
It disrupts their natural ecosystem.
Next time I'll just fucking kill them and take them home and eat them. Fuck it.
Yeah, they serve duck, right? Duck is like a food.
Yeah, pecking duck, bro, is probably like the best thing you could ever
Sell
eat.
that shit to the Chinese restaurants, bro.
Yeah.
Pecking duck?
My bad.
What's a pecking duck?
Next time I won't feed them.
The Chinese
it's the way
restaurants?
they cook it, bro.
I've said before, like, if I went somewhere and, like, they fed me, like, I know they eat dog in certain parts of the world, and, like, they gave me dog, and I didn't know it was dog, like, I'd probably eat that shit and be like, was that chicken?
Well, there's places that eat horse,
You know, 'cause I
too.
feel like you can't tell the difference. If somebody fed you a horse steak,
I feel like
would you know it was a horse steak? You'd probably be like, this tastes a little different, but what is it?
a dog. I don't think I would do. If I knew it was a dog, I wouldn't do it.
Fine. Oh.
Not even just to know.
What if it's like a delicacy
It
where
hits
it's at,
too-
though?
It hits too close to
No.
home.
What, you're a big dog guy?
I'm a big dog guy.
Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog, but we hang out
Do you
with
have-
Hannah's
do you have
dogs
a
all the
dog?
time.
Yeah, he has adopted dogs.
I have adopted dogs.
He watches a lot of Dog the
Stepdad.
Bounty Hunter.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a husky lab mix, and my family has an Australian Shepherd blue healer.
That is a long ass name. What the hell is an Australian Shepherd Blue Heeler?
He's a
It's a
big,
mix of those two breeds.
yeah, Australian Shepherd and a blue healer mixed
Yeah,
together.
man. Like if they have a baby, it'll be
And
half
that's-
Mexican, half
That's
white.
Ollie, right?
I
Yeah,
know.
Ollie,
I
yeah.
get the mix part, but like, what is the healer part in the name? That's part of the name.
That's a type
Blue
of dog.
healer, yeah, I think they're like a short hair kind of like sheepdog. I think. is
Dog
what they
names
are.
and shit
Not
never made
entirely
sense
sure.
to me, man.
But that's like the most.
He's a mutt though.
He's like the most like attention.
Docile.
Yeah, docile, attention-seeking dog. Super fucking cute.
He's
like-
sneaky.
I call him my little buddy whenever I go over there, because he just like he'll come up to me and like have me pet him, and like
That's it right there, bro.
give me a fucking
You're
hug
cool
or
with
whatever.
it.
He's dope. I love him.
Yeah,
Well, I
he's
feel like
pretty
you're a
dope.
visual kind of guy, bro.
I am visual, yeah.
Yeah, that's an Australian Shepherd Blue Heeler. Does it look like that?
Yeah, except my dog's about 40 pounds heavier.
Oh, it's like a fat dog.
he's a little
Yeah.
overweight.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, come on, dude.
Overweight dogs are the best, man, because they're lazy.
We had to put him on a grain-free
Come on, man.
diet.
I've never been a fan of dogs.
I got to do that, bro.
You've never been a fan of dogs?
I've never been a fan of dogs, but
That's too bad.
like I have met dogs that like I've liked, you know, because like usually fuck it's so much energy and so you know.
This guy hates dogs because his mom loves the dog more than him.
No, that's not why. He's only had the dog for like a couple years.
Never seen her push
But-
you in a stroller.
But when I was a baby.
That's true. That's true.
But like dogs in general, just it's too much work in my opinion. But like my friend Mike has a dog, and his dog is like the most fucking chill dog I've ever met in my life.
That's a cool ass dog.
He just comes over and like lays, and then
Cute.
doesn't do shit for hours, and you're just like nice.
Yeah.
like
dude,
he's the
that's
type
sick.
of loyal where I feel like he doesn't really listen. He kind of just like chills with
Yeah,
you.
Mike can leave that dog
weird,
in the
bro.
car with all the windows down, go do something, and the dog will not leave. And then he just comes back, and then the dog goes.
He's
like,
so
come
chill.
out.
When we went to Seattle, he like greeted us at the door and let us in and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
He
not like
was
the type of dog where like
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
intruder, man, intruder, ruff, ruff.
Didn't even
Those are my
bark.
Dogs.
Yeah, that's her dogs.
Yeah, I like dogs like that. Like I wouldn't want a super energetic dog because I just don't have the fucking energy for it. But like a dog that wants to be lazy as fuck with me and won't get hair on my shit because I also don't like it when they get hair on all my shit.
Yeah, but
That's like a sign that you should never be an
that's
animal.
you have to
owner.
get through like the energetic phase, because that's the part of them being like
It's a puppy.
super chill and like super cool.
Well, I'll just buy one at like
It's
5 years
like-
old.
it's
That's
like the
true.
con-
You could adopt an older
Yeah, you could
dog.
adopt an older
Yeah,
dog.
you
True,
could.
too.
You could. Yeah, that's.
But a big
actually
part of
right.
that is like the connection that you build with that dog, because like they're comfortable enough to like just be there and be chill with you, and like when you come home or like
Isn't there dogs though that are like extra shedding and extra like energy?
oh,
Yeah.
Usually like
My-
long haired
my
dogs,
dog.
but they got short haired dogs.
yeah, I always leave her house with like a extra
A fur
layer
coat.
on my pants.
Yeah.
I mean, once that
Close.
dog becomes your best friend, you know, he might like fucking cuddle up next to you and fart and shit. So you gotta get
The
you
dog?
Really love the dog, bro.
That's her dog for sure.
That's my dog. Yeah. He's wild, but he'll cuddle up and.
And you know they don't know
Just let
reason,
loose.
bro. So he'll fart in your face, and I could see you trying to whoop a dog's ass.
Nah, I wouldn't hit a dog.
My dog
I
will,
wouldn't
like-
hit a dog that was my dog, but if some dog came at me, I'd fucking punch it in the face. Like if it's trying to bite me, it's catching a fucking punch
This
in
guy
the
would
face.
beat a Rottweiler's ass.
Do you think you could beat a Rott? It would hurt you, obviously, but you would win, right? It's a dog.
I'd probably get mangled.
I'd run away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd avoid.
It's gonna catch you. They're fast as fuck.
What about you,
I'd
Gerald? Are
avoid-
you
I'd
winning?
have to avoid.
Against a dog? How big is the dog?
A Rottweiler, probably like
Probably like 50 pounds.
all
aren't
muscle,
they?
50 pounds.
Yeah, I'd beat the shit out of that
But
dog.
their jaws are strong. But their jaws
Motherfucker,
are
dude.
strong.
Well, it's
as
gonna
hell.
bite you, obviously, but like
They can like rip
Life
No,
with
but
Jack,
they don't
like,
let go.
If that shit bites you, dude, it's like ripping whatever piece of you it bit off.
Yeah, okay, but it's okay. Let's say it does rip off your
They're
leg, right?
so
You're gonna
fast.
win the fight, though, right? You're gonna beat the fucking shit out of the dog's face in
No,
that moment, right?
This is a
I don't
very
think so.
sad
My leg is
scenario.
ripped off. I'm
No,
probably
well, it's
passing
not.
out.
It's not gonna take it off right away. Realistically, if a dog gets a hold
I'm
of you
hiding
and it
in a
starts
car.
tearing at you, unless like it's the most painful thing in the world, I'd assume that you guys specifically too would
Bro, you
start
have
punching
no-
it in the face,
Bro,
right?
you have no idea. Her dog, like, even like, it's not an aggressive dog. It's not as heavy as like a 50-pound Rottweiler. But it's like,
He's lean,
he's
he's
powerful,
pure
bro.
muscle.
His like pure muscle is fucking power. I like had to hold him by the collar to bring him back inside one time, and like I had to get myself down and like my knees like bent so like they were ready for like impact. Because this motherfucker was strong, dude. He was dragging my ass.
He
I don't
knocked you
argue that
over
they're.
one day. He
I don't
knocked
argue
you
that they're
over.
And
strong.
that was like
I just argue that if a dog was trying to like kill you and you were trying to kill the dog, you're gonna win. I mean, yes, the dog's gonna obviously
Without a
hurt
weapon,
you,
I
but like
probably
one
won't
on
win.
one, you don't think you'd beat a dog?
without a
If
weapon,
they
I
like
probably
got
wouldn't
a
win.
good bite at your neck or your
Especially
stomach,
like a Rottweiler, bro. They got thick skulls.
Yeah, dude.
I
Their
mean-
skulls are thick too.
You're not cracking its skull. You're just fucking bashing it
it's
in.
also sad.
Yeah, but
I've
you
seen-
punch it enough times, you're breaking your
I
fucking.
don't
I've
think
seen
I could
I've
break a
seen
human
small
skull.
pit bulls grab a hold of small dogs, and nobody can get that dog to let go, bro. And I saw people like kneeing the dog, punching the dog. Like, obviously, if you stabbed it or something, yeah. But I mean, as
Give
far
it
as
one.
like
You don't
just
think if they kicked it in the face?
fuck no, I saw people kicking it too, dude. It was, and he killed the little dog.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, there's no fucking
It's
way.
probably a fight you're not winning.
I don't know. I just don't think any dog, unless the dog is like massive. Like, I do think it'll hurt me, obviously, because I'm not. Obviously, the dog's gonna bite the shit out of you, like even probably all over, like rip off something. But like, ultimately, I will survive it. I'll just be like handicap. Like, I've never seen a dog that I've been like, yeah, that dog will kill me. In my
Even like
life.
the other day, there was a dog that two dogs got into our backyard, and I don't know why my parents decided till I got home to like let them out. So I'm like, I thought they were friendly, dude. So I fucking go to the backyard over the side gate or whatever. I open it and I'm like, come here, come here. Fucking pit bull looking dog looks at me and he's like, and I was like, fuck this.
Because, bro, look at you. You're less vulnerable. Right?
Haha.
So you just ran away or what?
Yeah, I just fucking ran and they left, and then you know,
Yeah, that's a smart choice. Obviously, you try running away, but I just feel like
I'm not
if you
vulnerable,
were
but
thrown
I
in
don't
a
want to
cage with
confront
it,
the dog.
you're gonna
Like,
beat its ass.
if I can avoid conflict, I will.
All right, well, you know how you guys told me that you went to wrestling? Pablo told me you went to wrestling with them, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you missed it. Anyway, I know we used to all love wrestling as kids and shit. And do you guys watch UFC? We watched the fight together, right? The Israel Adesanya fight.
Yeah.
You know when he did the press conference and he was like looking out at the people? Booker T was out there.
No, I didn't know that.
Booker T was at the press conference, just like in the
Chilling.
crowd, and because there were so many lights on Israel Adesanya, he was like, "Is that fucking Booker T?" And then he goes, "The 5-time champion." And he starts like being a fan of Booker T.
Adesanya was?
Yeah, it's such a cool video, bro. Because like, you can
Sick.
tell that like he watched him as a kid, and he's all like, "That's fucking Booker T, bro." And you're talking to like the #1 fighter in the world.
I love Booker T, bro.
Yeah, Booker T.
Are
was
you
the shit.
ready, sucker? I remember that shit. That
Yeah.
shit gets me hyped, bro.
Pablo- hilarious.
Pablo said his kids didn't like wrestling. Well, one of them did, but the other one didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
older son got hella into it, and then my younger son wanted the phone and to leave. I was like, bro, are you serious? Look what's going on right now. They're kicking each other's
Dude,
ass.
when he says that to you, it's so funny because when they came over for the Super Bowl too, Pablo's sitting there and we're watching the game, and his Nehemiah comes up and he's all like, "Can we leave now?" with the most straight fucking face. And I was just like, damn, he's playing no games. Huh? He's like, let's get the hell out of here.
I'm fucking raising introverts, bro.
That sucks, dude. I mean, it just.
That sucks.
I mean, well.
You think they're introverts?
Like,
What?
You think they're introverts?
what
Oh,
I'm saying
fuck
sucks
yeah,
is more like
dude.
the times, because like it's easy to just give like, and I mean I think kids are like more into electronics like overall these days. Like it's super easy to just give them a phone and have them go be busy doing something else, but they also miss out on like enjoying like
Shit
little-
going on right in your face.
Shit going on, yeah.
You should have fucking put up like the PS2 and like had them play wrestling real quick, like SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah, man.
Before the
I can't
event.
wait till you're father because it's hard to balance that shit. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
like I work all day, and I come home, And honestly, it's probably hard for my wife to take all 3 of the kids out because they're all crazy.
Absolutely.
So, like yesterday, we went out all day. We went to the parks and shit. And I took them out to eat and stuff. And, I mean, it's just fucking hard, man. You're right. It's easy to just give them the phone. Because when we were watching the Super Bowl game, he asked me I was like, here, you can just have my phone.
Yeah.
And then he just left me alone, you know? So I could watch the game. So, I mean, it's the world.
What makes you think they're introverts? Because you and your wife are more introverted?
When we go to the store and shit, Jeremiah never wants to go. He wants to stay home. Like, Nicasiel's a little bit more outgoing, for sure. I think he takes after my dad. Ever since he was a little kid, because he would always, like, we'd be walking out the store. If somebody was walking next to him, he'd, like, grab their hand, too, and just walk with them.
Oh, dude, we just took him to Wahoo's this last weekend. And Nehemiah was, like, talking to everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, like, the most introverted kid ever.
Extroverted.
Sorry, extroverted. Yeah,
Yeah.
extroverted. Talking to all the people like running the rides and stuff. Like, was talking to this like this girl that was in there in the laser tag. Yeah, dude, just striking up.
Yeah, he's really verbal and shit. Because, like, even his teacher's like, she's like, why aren't you being good? He's like, I don't want to be good. Something like that. She, like, messaged us that.
Just to her face?
Yeah,
Hey, leave me
yeah,
alone,
he's like,
lady.
fuck, dude.
That's fucking dope.
That's hilarious.
Like, for sure, he'll be the one, like, beating up kids for his older brother.
I think you just get them in, because they play sports and shit, right? Once they play enough sports, like, you kind of,
Yeah, they're about to do baseball.
that social aspect comes, you know? You start to get better with people because you're surrounded by all these fucking teammates all the damn time.
That's true.
You just don't want them to get friends like Victor, man. Become a Republican and shit.
Be terrible.
Out there, out there
Have white girlfriend.
driving his truck and yelling
get a girlfriend
Sue.
and get on the right course, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, man.
God, that'd be fucking awesome.
These guys just took him to Wahoo's and they loved it. There's this funny story about that. I don't know if you want to tell it with the stoplight and shit.
Oh
That
my
shit's
God.
funny as hell.
I saw one of the funniest things ever. So like we're like going to the go-karts or whatever. They're super excited. They're like one of them was like super cautious going around all these turns.
Super wide turns.
Super
He's
wide
braking on the
turns.
corners.
Braking on all the corners, like slow ass turns. It was hilarious. And then the other one is just like zooming.
Straight face cruising.
Fucking zooming through all these kids. Singing the it's about drive, it's about power. Around every corner, giving me the thumbs up and everything. It was hilarious. So then at the end of it, they're getting to the end of like the go-kart track or whatever after all the laps, and the light goes from green to yellow. So like, you know it's gonna end soon. And then it comes to the red light, and like one of my nephews stops, right? He sees the red light and stops.
Basically, the red light just means you need to go back
Finish
into
the
the.
lap.
I know.
Yeah. The other nephew gets up next to him, like right next to him, also stops.
In line.
Yeah, in line. They're like in a straight line. The third kid was
a random kid.
Just a random kid. Also stops at the fucking light.
All these kids are stopped at this like fake red light.
Fake red light. Yeah, they're all stopped at the fake red light. And then like the lady has to like run out to the corner of the go-kart thing. Go, keep going. And they're like, oh shit. And so they go. And I just like couldn't stop thinking like, man, those are gonna be some safe ass drivers.
Traffic
He's
laws,
so
bro.
cute.
So
That's
they were on the
funny
like
as hell.
the solo little kid carts,
Yeah.
like the slick track thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
slick track one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought they weren't tall enough. I remember there used to be like a height requirement for that shit, wasn't there?
Not for the little.
Or was that
kid
the other
ones.
one?
For the little kid one, yeah, but it's really short. Like you can be a pretty little kid and do it.
I thought they
still.
got rid of the little
My
kid
kids are
go-karts.
tall as
I thought
fuck
it was
for
just
their
two
age.
tracks for older kids now.
No, the
There's
slick,
like a slick track carts you use.
yeah, the slick track one is like both slick track adult ones and like young kid go-karts.
You gotta
Makes
think
sense.
though, bro. Like my kids are tall. Like they're probably 6 inches over the height they should be.
Yeah, they're tall as fuck.
So
They're like big, tall kids, man. Because you told me he was like 120th percentile for height, and I was like, God damn.
yeah, the younger one, it's crazy.
Crept into the other year, you know?
Yeah, these fools look 10 years old already.
That's funny, man.
They're so
I'm gonna raise some Gronk.
Do you guys take them out often?
We took him out to Wahoo's. We had him over to play video games one time too. Not too
Yeah.
long ago.
So not super often, but something we're getting into more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I seen your sister too, like Elizabeth. She like picks them up and has movie night and shit with them sometimes too, right? Like brings them
Yeah,
over.
sometimes. Life happens, bro.
That's dope. I don't have any nephews. Well, I don't have any nephews from my brothers and sisters. I have a bunch of like nieces and nephews from all my cousins.
Yeah, and I mean your brother and sister are still like relatively young, so like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14. Well, no,
Yeah.
my other sister's fucking 19, bro.
Well, you normally take your brother
Wow.
places, right?
Yeah, we be doing shit sometimes. He's all fucking lippy nowadays, though. going through that teenage
Yeah.
phase. Thinks he
He's
can
at
talk
that
back
age.
to me.
He
and
is
shit.
exactly at that age where like he's kind of uncomfortable.
He talked back to me one time, and I was like, "Listen here, kid. You respect me, I'll bitch slap you." And he was just like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, what, you think I'm your dad? I'll hit you, bro." I was just fucking with him, but I was like, "Yeah,
Oh
you
my
better
God.
get the hell out of my face."
That's hilarious.
Oh man, good times, good times. You
Oh,
think you
yeah.
can handle twins?
Yeah. My wife could.
I wonder what she would say.
She wants twins.
Holy
She
cow.
wants twins?
Good for
Yeah, I
her.
mean it's kind of cool.
I had a kid tell me that like, if you're dating a twin, and then you cheat on her with her twin sister, it's not cheating. It's only cheating half.
That's bullshit.
And you know why? Well, he had a good argument. Let me just
If you can't tell the two apart, you shouldn't be dating a
No,
twin.
no, no, no. He could tell them apart. This is just let me
He's doing it on purpose.
let me just tell you the argument, right? Because he did it on purpose, or I don't know if he did it, but this was the argument. He was like, "It's not cheating completely, because you're only cheating on their mind. Physically, it's the same person. So
That is-
technically, you could cheat twice
That is not
before you get
true.
in trouble."
That's so funny because this guy too. He was talking about how like
The math adds up.
Yeah, the math,
Victor,
right?
shush.
He came at me with arithmetic, and I was like, "Dude, that's
That just
so
sounds
real."
like low standards.
this guy too. He does like these funny videos where he's like, you can cheat on your girl one time a month, and it's still an A plus.
Percentage wise,
Yeah, percentage-wise, yeah.
dude.
The guy always does stupid shit like
He
that.
told me that, and then we were talking about it at work, right? And it kind of like devolved. It was like, oh, so if there's triplets, you can do it 3 times, you know? we just kept
What the
moving.
fuck?
We just kept moving up in numbers, and I was like, I don't
Oh
think
my
anybody's
God.
had like more than 5 kids that are alike, right? Is there like sextuplets?
Yeah, there was like Octomom back in the day. She had octuplets
That only happens when like a woman gets like artificially like
inseminated.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah, because it's more likely that more fucking things.
Attach.
Yeah, and I think they have more than one egg or something.
Octomom, like she's some sort of octopus or some shit.
Yeah, that's what they call their shit.
Yeah, I
A
did
TV
call her
show
that.
and everything.
She's all crazy, dude.
She's crazy. Yeah.
Then they have John and K plus 8 too.
Yeah. Well, we were when we were talking about it, I was like, so why are we talking about twins? And he's like, well, I have these 2 friends who are twins, and they're like identical, but one's a boy and one's a girl. And I didn't even think that was possible, right? Because imagine if you have identical twins and one's a boy and one's a girl. Like, either the girl's gonna be, no offense, ugly as fuck, or the boy's gonna be ugly as fuck. Right?
No.
Because how can you have like, you can't be identical and be a boy and girl twin, can you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you absolutely can, and you can look different.
And you can be both.
Well, then you're not
equally
identical, right?
good looking. I mean, you could both have like very similar bone structure and very similar hair color and eyes, but
I
you
can
could
see
still
similar.
Have the autonomy of female or female.
Yeah, I think the main thing too is like if they're born. I mean, just as long as they're born at the same time, on the same day or whatever. I think they're basically classified as like
Well,
twins.
there's fraternal twins, boy, girl, but like they look different. But he said they were identical, and I was like, I don't know if that's real, man.
I don't know what the biological definition of identical would
Me
mean.
either.
I guess for twins,
I think it just means their like fingerprints are the same and shit, right? Like DNA.
I have no idea.
Like if they had
It's a thing, bro.
what? Oh, you fucking Googled it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but I guess they look different enough. He showed me a picture.
All right.
I don't know. He said it to me, and I just pictured like imagining my face and then just my face again, but
Yeah.
with long hair and boobs. And I was just like, that would be so weird, bro.
That would be funny.
it's weird. They have like twin telepathy too.
Is that real?
I don't know, bro.
It's
I've heard
gotta be.
stories
I'd imagine like if
where
you
like one twin's going through like a trauma and the other twin knows.
if you like share. I mean, if you're like growing in the womb together, that's gotta have some sort of like
Yeah, I think so too.
some
Except
sort of
there's-
communication
Yeah,
thing
some
going
kind of like
on there.
consciousness thing.
Don't
where,
some
like-
twins like eat the other twin though? Like
Oh,
all their
yeah.
nutrients
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
'Cause I remember watching The Office, and like Dwight was like, I absorbed my twin when he was in the room, so I have the full strength of one man and a baby.
Oh my god, dude. That is some Dwight shit.
I think that's sick, bro. Well, we're reaching the end of the episode, man. We're gonna do the hypothetical moment now. It's a hypothetical question, just for fun. See what's up. All right, so if you could get any tattoo for free, what would you get and where?
I get bad girl on my lower back.
Like a tramp stamp?
Yeah.
Nice.
For the boys.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If I could get any tattoo and it was free, I would get a sleeve, bro. And it'd have like, it'd be like anime, like family kind of fucking infused. So maybe like a Shenron running down my arm. And then it'd have like grandpa's fucking hat on his head. And it'd say like the whole Chencho thing.
Oh, okay.
Something wild like that. And then, so that's just part of it. Because part of it too is like my boys' tattoos with like the fucking Gohan hat or whatever with the 3-star, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star Dragon Ball. Our grandpa tattoo, obviously. And then some sort of tattoo for my wife and me. Because she got a tattoo of us 10 years ago. So I owe her.
Did she?
Yeah.
What is it?
She got like a Pisces heart, bro. Like 2 fishes in a heart with J and L in the middle.
Are you both Pisces?
Damn.
No, I'm a Pisces, but she did it for me, you know?
Oh, shit.
Aw.
Damn. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that,
10 years ago?
that was like
Wow.
10 years ago.
You gotta
Yeah,
step
because
your
we're,
game
we're
up.
married 10
Time.
years this year.
What's her sign?
She's a Libra.
Just
Oh,
get
I
some-
knew I loved Lori.
Just get some scales
We're both
on somewhere.
Libras.
Libras are scales, yeah.
That's the scales, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
That's
Um,
cool, though. That's a meaningful tattoo. And that's good.
Yeah, I've always wanted a sleeve too, and I always talked about like losing weight before I get a sleeve. But a
Because
lot of
it'll
people say I
change.
got small arms anyways.
Yeah.
Like my arms don't fit my body. Like I didn't skip leg day, I skipped arm day.
What about you guys? What would you get?
Ooh, I would get so I have most of my sleeve done, but I'd love to get like always wanted to get Russian stacking dolls because my family's Polish and they do a lot of like Polish stacking dolls. So I'd get those up top to like kind of finish everything out. I think.
Is that the
Get
one where
some
there's
leaves
one inside of
surrounded.
another one inside of
Yeah.
another one?
Yeah, like something. With
Wait,
an
but why
intricate
Russian?
design. I mean they have them for like they have them in Poland too. That's just the name of the doll.
Oh, that's what they're called.
Yeah, like little Russian stacking
okay.
dolls. So that's what
That's
I'd
cool.
want. Kind of represent my maternal line. So.
Victor's like, I'm gonna get Dragon Ball in my asshole.
asshole.
Get it on one of my nuts. The number 4 ball.
Do it, bro.
No, yeah, no, she's always talked about getting that tattoo and wanting to get it. That would be like the finishing part of her. Yeah, I think the finishing part of your sleeve, right?
Yeah, I mean, then it obviously like eventually something for us, but that's
I'm probably gonna
later
get
on.
one soon here. My first tattoo.
What's your first tattoo gonna be?
I might just go all out, bro.
Okay, so like just a big ass piece right away.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Your sister did that shit. She went all out. She was like, "I'm gonna get my first tattoo," and then got 3 tattoos.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she gypped me out of my first tattoo.
Yeah, she
I was
did.
gonna say.
I remember. I think I showed up with Victor, and we were like, "What? She's still getting tattooed?" And like she had 2 on her arm, and they were doing her shoulder.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
gypped a lot of us.
Yeah,
Because I was gonna get it too. Because like I think it's more meaningful to get that tattoo from like our cousin.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
it-
grandpa
yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah.
that's been my whole thing this time. Is that if I was gonna get my first tattoo, it was gonna be that one, and it was gonna be from Ruben. But it's been so long now that it's like,
Shout out Ruben.
shout out Ruben.
So you might just do it.
But this is all hypothetical, obviously. But if I were to get a different one that's my first one, I think I would get something on like either my knee or my leg. Like
On your knee?
Yeah, on my knee or my leg. I have a buddy who's got like a lion, or I think it's a bear actually. He's got a bear on his knee.
Okay.
It just looks super badass.
It doesn't look weird when you like move your leg, or is that kind of like they kind of make it so it doesn't look so it looks like it's moving or
I
something?
like leg tattoos, like from the knee down.
Yeah, yeah. So like I might get like a whole sleeve on my like leg. Is probably what I would do. Like a
Nice.
sleeve on my leg,
What do you guys think of like hand tattoos?
like a family-based one.
Nah.
I've always, if I really got wild, I would maybe spread my sleeve out to my hand, but I'd stick purely to this arm. And I've always wanted to get like something on my, like the inside of my finger, but those just don't last.
I think that would
very
be cool.
long.
I want to get something on the
So-
inside of my finger too. I was telling them jokingly that we got like
Wands.
wand tattoos in the middle, and
'Cause
Yeah.
they both share a love for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I remember when your sister got the tattoos, right? She got the 3 tattoos, and I was all like, "Damn!" So she took your turn, Victor's turn, Pablo's turn to get the tattoo we all wanted to get. But it's whatever, you know. I've never thought about it because I have one tattoo already, and the only reason I got that one was because I felt like it was a very meaningful thing, you know. And I was like, I don't know. Like I've had ideas, like it would be really cool to get this, but then I feel like 5 years from now, how proud would I be to have like my favorite fucking Super Saiyan on my arm, and then 20 years from then when I'm like fucking 45, like will it still look? My biggest thing is like I want to get something so simple where like it'll look like that.
It holds up throughout time.
Yeah. But the more simple stuff isn't the cool stuff, man. The cool stuff is like the intricate ass, dope ass looking tattoos.
Koi fish and fucking dragons and fucking snakes and shit like that.
Yeah, because when you want something really nice, like the piece has to be bigger, right? You can't get like a micro tattoo that's like really, really cool. You'd have to get like it has to be at least like your forearm size, right?
You know what I've seen that's cool too,
Like
man?
4 inches, 5 inches wide.
They have like gumball machines now
Oh, I saw that.
where you pay like a certain price and it's just like a random tattoo. But they do it with Pokemon.
There's a guy on TikTok
He's
who's
trying to
famous for
tattoo
that.
all 150.
Yeah, and they'll do that for like $25, right, or something like
Nah,
that.
his is
150.
like 150, but if you want to re-roll, it's like $200 extra.
No, it's $50 to re-roll. But it's because he gives you like a piece that's like the size. He gives you a piece that's supposed to cost you like $300. Like
it
a
looks
3-hour
sick.
tattoo.
Yeah, because you would think it's just the Pokemon, but he does like a little scenic background too.
That's
But because
cool.
you're doing it random, he gives you like the discount. 150.
That's dope.
But a lot of
Yeah.
people don't even take the one they'll do it and then they'll re-roll it because they'll get something shitty like I don't know, whatever Pokemon you don't like.
Yeah.
Also-
yeah, I would still want mine to be meaningful. Like, I'd probably do like,
Have you thought about getting a tattoo? Like, are you gonna get one?
yeah, I'm probably gonna do the grandpa one first.
Where?
On my arm, on my forearm, probably.
Which one?
Which forearm? Probably my right forearm.
Yeah, I feel like it like matters, right? I don't think because I did when I went in there and they asked me where I wanted it. Like I looked down and I was like, I want it here, and I have no idea
Me
why I
too.
didn't want it on my left, but I just didn't want it on my left.
I feel like
it just feels right.
it's more noticeable on my. I feel like I would notice it more
On your dominant hand.
on my dominant hand. Yeah.
And you do it facing away from you, right?
He
They
was
kind of give
like,
you
are the
different
words gonna be,
perspectives.
like,
Like they can show you.
That way, or are they gonna be this way?
like if it's a figure, I think the faces are all supposed to face like out.
Mhm.
But if it's like words and shit, I don't think it matters.
I saw some
They
guy
kinda
get a
ask
tattoo
you.
right here, and it said like dangerous or something.
On their
But it was
stomach.
up, like facing towards him.
It was like backwards. It sucks.
Oh no.
Oh, dude, I feel bad for the people who like their friends barely becoming a tattooer and they're like, yeah, I'll let them try, and then they get like the shittiest looking fucking tattoo in the world. Like that's the kind of thing you want to pay top dollar for,
That's why you
man.
said you wouldn't let your sister do it, right?
I would let my sister do it in like 7 years if she practiced a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like tattoos that are
She
gonna
gets
be
a
on you
degree.
permanently, bro. Like, you gotta seek out the best. Because if you don't, then you're gonna end up with something you don't like, and
I don't know, bro.
then you gotta go through the whole process of getting it removed if you do, and it probably costs a shit
what
ton
if
of
she
money.
like put it in a spot where like people wouldn't see it?
I would let her try, like if no one's gonna see
Yeah,
it,
like your thigh,
like
somewhere
my
in your
thigh, like
yeah.
my thigh, or even my leg, because most of the time I'll be wearing like pants, or like I also don't care as much. Like if it's on the back of my leg, like who the fuck cares? I can't even see it most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. You're like most likely you're gonna forget about it.
Yeah, you'll completely forget about it. The
Yeah.
only thing you only remember because your leg will be shaved. You'll be like, why is it so smooth right there?
Yeah.
It's kind of tender.
Or somebody will be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody will be like, hey, what's on your leg? And you'll be like, oh, my sister's an aspiring tattoo artist.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a circle, but it's a square.
Yeah.
I had we threw a party here one time. And well, not here, but me and Mike, when we used to live together in these apartments. And there was a guy in there giving people tattoos.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Like he's like, I have a tattoo gun. And
Was it also smoky in there? And
It was smoky in there for sure. Yeah, it was a party, bro. But like, he came in and he was like, I do tattoos, and then everybody was like, go get your thing. And he's like, it's in my car. Fucking like walks in,
Wow.
he's got a gun.
that just reminds me of
Holy
like
cow.
that scene is just like a sketchy movie scene. Like people walking into a party to find like the main guy, you know? And there's some motherfucker
He's
tattooing
got like
to the right.
he's like this.
Yeah.
There's
Nah,
some guy
it was
in my,
cool, but yeah, it does remind you of that shit in the movie. You're like,
There's some-
can I
yeah.
trust this fucking dude?
Oh yeah, he's way in the fucking back of the room.
You about to
gotta
get
walk through.
syphilis or some shit?
There's a
Yeah.
guy in my training class that does tattoos,
Oh yeah.
and he's done them on himself, and they look good,
Brave.
dude. So I'm like, what the fuck? But he just does it out of his garage, and he doesn't charge a lot. He charges like 20 an hour.
Yeah, I got one in some lady's upstairs bedroom.
He did like the curse
Practiced
mark
them up
on his
there.
own neck.
The what?
Curse mark.
Oh, the Naruto curse mark?
Yeah.
Huh.
I was like, holy fuck, that guy's committed.
Anime tattoos are cool, but
As
like,
long as you ask to
I would
see.
hate having to explain it to people all the time. Because everybody always asks you about your tattoos. Like the first time they see you or meet you,
Yeah.
they'll always go, "Oh, so what's like? That's cool. What is it?" And then you got to be like, "Oh, I fucking watched this anime." And then they'll be like, the only ones they'll even maybe know is like Dragon Ball Z or some shit. You'd be like, "No, this is some obscure ass anime no one's ever heard of, but I fucking like it."
I've seen some cool ass tattoos, like where Vegeta's like over here and his fist is like turned into your fist.
Into your hand.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
That's a weird one.
No, if you see it, you'll be like, "Fuck, that's my next tattoo."
He doesn't have any tattoos, but Hannah's changing him. He's got a nose piercing now. They got
True.
matching nose piercings.
We do.
So he's gonna have like a matching sleeve, but on his right arm.
Yeah, I'm definitely more woke now.
I mean, he did
Wears
call himself the
Birkenstocks.
Simp Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Simp Lord's for sure getting a sleeve.
self-proclaimed.
You should get Simp Lord as your first tattoo.
Simp God.
Simp
Get it
God.
Oh
right.
yeah, it was
Simp
Simp
God.
God.
Have some
Yeah,
respect.
Simp God.
God's higher than Lord.
Nah, you should get Hannah's face on your shoulder, and it says, "This is why I simp."
That would be fucking awesome.
How romantic.
How romantic.
An owned by tattoo. Owned by. Please return to.
Nah, you don't need to
It's
get that,
down.
man. Pablo hasn't gotten the Libra yet. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
You can wait 10 years at least.
The standard is set.
Yeah.
When she got that, did she like tell you she was getting it, or were you just like, she was like surprised you? She was like, check this out, and you were like,
Yeah, we went to her
Yeah.
cousin's house who does tattoos too, but I don't know if I'd get a tattoo from that guy.
oh, now you don't trust him?
I don't know. He's just kind of been in some sketchy things, so I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. How do you even choose a tattoo artist? Like, it's
You look
fucking
at their
weird to me.
portfolio.
Yeah, you look at their art, you kind of
It's
like
either
get a good idea
like word
what
of
they
mouth.
want.
Like you know somebody that's
Yeah.
gone. to
Is it
this,
like
to
insurance?
someplace.
Like you go and fucking get quotes and shit? Like, oh, I want this. How much is it? Like,
You do go get quotes.
Yeah, you can go ask. I just message people on Instagram. Like, that's kind of how.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some
Most people.
tattoo places are like bars. Like, you just don't really belong there. It's
Because
weird.
that guy you were talking about, the Pokemon dude,
Yeah.
you can message him and pay the full price, $350, and then pick out any of the ones that are left, and he'll do it. But you'd have to travel there, obviously.
Yeah, and I also like go to a tattoo place and deliver Red Bull to those guys. And I've just asked like, so how much does like a basic tattoo cost? And they like are like, well, I need to see like what you're gonna get, and
Yeah.
it all depends on like how big it is and what you're gonna get. Like,
But
how,
they'll do flash for
No,
like 50
obviously.
Yeah,
bucks,
like
right?
how
Like-
long it'll take you, but like flash tattoos are things that they know they can do in like a half an hour. Like
Yeah.
you'll be in the
Yeah,
chair.
yeah.
Like
for
a lightning bolt
hour
or
at
a
most or
fucking
whatever.
skull or
Yeah.
something.
So it's like variables. There's variables involved.
How much time will it take them to like draw it out and resize it? And
They might do
all
like
that
one
stuff.
tattoo place might do the same one for like, you'll get one at one place and get a quote for like 300. You go to a different place, they might do the same one for 200.
or more. Yeah, just depends on where you go.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna research that shit.
Just call those motherfuckers.
Yeah, you just gotta ask. Like literally, the easiest thing to do is just go in and be like, "This is a tattoo I want. Who can help me?" And then they'll pull an artist, and they can be like, "Oh, this will probably take me a total of 2 sessions over 10 hours, and I can probably charge you this much for the first session."
'Cause
And they'll
I-
like ask you how much you can afford.
I picture myself like walking into a tattoo place and it's like Nazis and fucking skinheads and shit.
What the fuck?
You're going to the wrong. Where are you?
There's like some bars where I feel like that, bro.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when I drive by, I'm like,
Yeah, but nowadays they're all like fucking hipsters.
I'm
dude.
not welcome there.
I feel like
It's mostly where like all the bikes are outside and
you know,
shit.
you know how I don't know if Victor can back me up on this, but you know how like Pablo's pretty conscious about his money. So like I feel like if he walked into a tattoo place, because they're fucking expensive, man. The dude's gonna be like $600, 2 sessions, 4 hours long. You're gonna be like, well, $600. What the fuck?
Yeah. I was
It's
just
true.
thinking that in my head,
Yeah,
bro. I was
yeah,
like,
totally true.
I was
'Cause that's
gonna,
how
I was
pricey
gonna
that
say
shit
it.
is, right?
I was gonna say it too. I was gonna say the main reason I haven't been getting tattoos is because they're so expensive.
They're
too.
pricey,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Oh,
and if you
yeah.
want the good ones, they're like even more expensive because
Yeah.
they know they're worth it.
And like, I'm not the type of guy that will like. I don't like to like downgrade somebody's work where I'm like, nah, I don't want to pay that much. Can you charge me better? Because I feel like I do some
I was
artistic
gonna say you're
shit.
getting into that
Yeah.
game now.
Well, I've always kind of been in it, you know. Like, I guess not as heavily, but I'm always like,
Yeah, but before like the market was pretty like regulated by what everybody else was paying, as far as like when you were selling your Funko Pops. But now that like you're doing your own artistic thing and like making the work yourself, like you can charge like a different price.
But I've
like,
always
whatever you
kind of
want
been
for
like that, bro, because I always feel like I don't want to downgrade somebody's work. I'll just go find somebody cheaper. I'm not going to try to haggle
Yeah.
them down because obviously they know what they're worth. I don't. So, and then
And you're not.
It's because I'm more of a bargainer than I am like. I'm less of a bargainer, I guess, than to disrespect somebody about their work. You know, like I'll just move on and go to the next person. I'll be like, all right, thanks for the quote.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
You gotta haggle, man. You gotta ask.
Not
everybody.
in those things though. I don't feel like those things.
Come on, dude. The guy down the road.
And
do-
plus, I
do
feel
it for way
like
less.
you'd be reasonable enough if you found an artist that you knew could do exactly what you wanted and he could show you a sketch. Like, I feel like
I'd
there
pay
was-
for it.
You know, you'd pay for it. You'd be like, okay, I can see why it would cost me this much and it's worthwhile to me to, like, get...
Yeah, but
this
somebody just
exact
throwing out a
thing.
number too, and then I don't know the space either, so I'd have to like, I would go get quotes in a lot of places, see how much somebody will charge me for it.
They probably don't even get mad at you too. You get to ask them, be like, so this other guy said it'd be like 200. You said it's like 300. Is there like what are you doing that like what's different? I don't get it because I've never gotten a tattoo, and they'll probably tell you it's
Well,
because
that's
I can do this and they can't do this.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
telling you in that space, like it's kind of hard because people charge different prices because of their experience.
I feel bad because I know a couple kids who like got into tattooing, and I've seen like their work, and like their friends are good friends. You know, they'll be like, check out my guy's shit, and like post it, right? And then I'll look at it and I'm just like, doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And I don't tell them it doesn't look good, but I'm just like, I mean, it's fine for learning to do it. I couldn't do better myself, but I wouldn't pay for that.
No.
But then eventually, you know, they're gonna post some shit. And I'm gonna be like, all right, maybe now I will.
Yeah,
Fucking go hit you up, bro.
Yep. You see them evolve.
I'd get a tattoo from our cousin.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta fucking support people, bro. Cause like, if I got into barbering, I'd want to cut your guys' hair.
I'd let you cut my hair. That shit grows back.
You know,
Victor?
You wouldn't let him?
I wouldn't want to be the first haircut.
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
like,
by the way, the first
Yeah, so
haircut
somewhere,
as he's
yeah.
learning or out of barber school? Because if he's graduated barber school, I'd let you cut my hair.
Because honestly,
me
if
too.
you told
Me
me
too.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you cut my hair. When I did get out of barber school, I'd tell you to fuck off.
Dude, what is barber school? Like 6 weeks?
No, I think it's like a few months.
It depends where you
Yeah,
go.
dude, I think it's like 6 months.
That's not bad.
Because you learn like the whole like hair cutting, shaving, wash, chemical, all that stuff.
Yeah,
We're talking
it's
about
not
like
bad at
real
all.
barber school though, right? Like that
like
barber
a barber,
college?
barber,
Yeah,
barber
barber
college,
college.
not like a stylist. Because they learn slightly different things, right?
Because I'll ask some stylists like, "Oh, can you give me a taper?" And they're like, "What's that?"
Ooh.
Because all they know is fades, basically.
Honestly, I don't even know.
Because I'm such a cheap ass with haircuts. Like you guys go to fucking, I probably pay my barber or my haircut place like for 2 of my kids what you guys pay for one haircut.
I only pay like $25 at most.
Yeah, I always get coupons for $8.99.
Yeah, I'll pay like 30 because I like to tip.
$7.99.
Is that what your guy costs? 30?
No, his base is like 24, and then I'll tip like 6.
Yeah, my guy's base is like 20, and I.
Your
tip
guy's
him
old
like
school as
5.
fuck though. I like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the guys I go to just because like they're like on that nerd level with me, so like I can discuss like the shit I'm really into with them because they're really into it
Oh
too.
yeah. Yeah, so I went in to go try your guys, and they were like super nerdy, comic booky like type guys.
Yeah, they're
Like, they had-
gamers and shit.
Yeah, they had their Funko Pops all in the shop, and fucking like a lot of the same shit you like.
Yeah. And I went there on accident too. I was just so tired of fucking Great Clips. Fucking going to Great Clips and they fuck your shit up every day, and you're just like, all right, I'm done with this shit. I need like a real barber. But I was like you. I was like, I don't want to pay 25 when I was paying 14, but it's so worth it.
It is way more worth it. At least I feel like it is.
Plus, it like lasts longer. Like I feel like the fade, you know, like on the side of your head stays there so much longer because they do it so like where it grows in like that.
Some of those haircuts I get from like Sports Clips and like Great Clips were like traumatizing. I would leave those places and be like, fuck, like I have to have this haircut for weeks.
Yeah. Imagine how Hannah would feel if she had to go out with Victor and he had a fucking Great Clips haircut.
Oh man, I mean that might change things.
Yeah, she'd be like, fuck
Well, I mean,
this guy.
I mean, right now you guys, he said he's paying 30 for a fucking haircut, right?
I think that's like
so
average,
if
right?
I get a haircut, my son gets a haircut, and my other son gets a haircut, that's fucking $90.
Well, you could save the money. I think they charge less for kids. But you
Yeah.
could you could
Yeah.
save the money by just getting your haircut and then just letting your wife cut their hair.
No, I never get haircuts.
Isn't that what she does?
I would rather have them get haircuts than me go get a haircut.
Yeah,
Just
I remember
clean.
the one time you took your kids to like the little kid barber or whatever. They were fucking fresh as fuck.
Yeah, that was cool.
They were
Oh, yeah.
so fresh.
That was cool.
Nehemiah
I'm
had
saying,
like
man.
the curls with the fresh ass fade.
Yep.
Aw.
The other day, he looked at me and he was all like, "Nice cut, G," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, dude, he's done that to me too.
He's
Like,
wild,
goes
bro.
up and like
So funny.
will
I love
dap
that
me
kid.
up and be like, "Nice cut."
Yeah, he said that to me. I was like, "What YouTubers are you watching? Like, where are you hearing this? Is that some FaZe Rug shit?"
Nah, I think I don't know where they're learning that shit, to be honest.
Either
Yeah,
way,
man.
it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're up to 1,600 followers. It's crazy.
Are we?
Fucking Gerald needs to post more.
I think it is
TikToks.
like 1,600 followers.
Yeah, and you guys got any handles you want to spread, or you want to talk about your drink?
Your drink?
Yeah, this episode was sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah, we have a
No, you
Red
can't
Bull
say that.
rep,
You can't say that.
Oh yeah, cut that.
and we got our first ever expert in the music business.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Her album's
bird.
coming out on Instagram.
She's
Coming
releasing
to a
on
school
SoundCloud.
near you.
Buy it on iTunes for $1. It's Hannah G Master Flex. I don't know what her real artist name is.
It's that.
It's
That's it.
Thanks for having us on today, guys. It was good.
Yeah, it was
It was a
awesome.
good
Thank
conversation.
you.
Do you have an album?
No.
I feel
no,
like
no,
you,
no, no.
I feel like she writes songs on the
No,
low, and
I
I
mean
just don't know.
technically, if you want to listen to me on Spotify, I am on a Boise State Marching Band's Blue Thunder, Boise State's fight song. That is me.
They
Out
have
of
a
200 people.
they have a fucking Spotify.
But that's it.
I
That's all it's
guess.
for me.
That's
It's
dope.
news to me.
I don't make anything off of it. I just was there.
Eventually, though, they'll discover you on Instagram. And
Yeah,
Victor
'cause
will be
that
your
whole-
manager.
This girl plays the
That whole
flute.
NCAA sponsorship thing didn't happen until recently, so fuck the corporate media. Anyways,
They're not gonna pay the band, bro.
yeah, don't
No.
forget to check out our merch page. I'm gonna drop those freaking tie-dye shirts if you check them out on our Facebook. I thought they were pretty dope. They're embroidered, so yeah.
Is it embroidered?
Yeah, it's embroidered, so it's not stamped, so they're pretty sick.
All right,
And,
peace.
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 Peace.